Hello, people. We are back. Thank you very much. Welcome to Grange TV. If it's your first time, I've got the jacket back for those that remember, the people that were here from the beginning. Just quickly before I start, we had a few troubles with YouTube. The channel got deleted, not by YouTube. We got all of that sorted out though, so that was great. And now we are back on. That's all I'm going to really say on the topic. But actually, one other thing I am going to say on the topic was the silver lining that came out of it. It was a bit scary though for me because I thought I lost all the work that I'd put in for the last 3.5, 4 years or whatever it's been that the podcast has been going. So that was a little bit scary. But the silver lining behind that was a huge amount of support from everyone, man. I really couldn't believe the amount of support that I got. Like I got a lot of private messages from people. I'm not going to say thousands. I'm not even going to say hundreds. I'm not even going to say half a dozen. But there were certainly a few private messages sent my way, and not all of them were from my mum. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Like honestly, man, it was honestly like a lot of people that got behind it. A lot of people messaging. A lot of people asking what happened, of course, and and we're back. And that's all I'm going to say. And so let's move forwards, onwards, and upwards. I'll take the opportunity as well to tell you, like I mentioned this before, but I'll just say it again. We will be rebranding the channel. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to go with right now. We have a few names that we're playing around with, but yeah, we will be rebranding the channel. So let's start from the beginning. It says, "Let's go, champ." Says Tommy LeBlanc. Tommy LeBlanc, how are you? Alexandre says, "Jacare done dirty with that arm break." Man, I saw it real quick. I just saw now the armbar, and like I really Jacare. I got to find this. I got a photo of me with Jacare in like 2009, in Rio. So I'm like, I want Jack, like, without disrespect, this is from because he's one of my favorites. I want him to stop, man. I don't like seeing him fight anymore. Like I just want him to be safe and be good. He not only as a MMA fighter but as a jiu-jitsu fighter, he was unparalleled. Like unparalleled at his peak, at his very very peak. He was something really special. Like, and he still is a fantastic, amazing athlete, amazing human being. Huge fan of Jacare. So yeah, I hope that I hope that he's safe, and that he's all right. Christian Laurent says, "Hey Fab, hope all is well with you. I thought you were gone from YouTube, but glad to see you were back. We are back, sir. We are back with a vengeance, bigger and stronger than ever." Funny story is, I would have watched that fight. I would have watched the fight. I went for a walk with my wife and my daughter, and as we were walking, I had my daughter on my shoulders and we're walking with the dog. And my daughter pooped on me, and it went through the side of her nappy, and it went all down my back and all down my shirt and my head and everything, and hence why I missed the Jacare fight. Hassan Ahmed says, "Hey, here we go, boys. Let's go, Hassan." Drake says, "Hello, brother. Right back at you, sir." Sasank says, "Greeting from Toronto, Fab. Greetings to you, sir. We have a little bit of Toronto weather here, sir. It has been 10 degrees this morning. 10 degrees on my Instagram. I put up a picture of the sunrise. I watched the sunrise this morning. It was 10 degrees Celsius, which is not super cold for Europeans and people in the northern hemisphere, but it's cold enough. 10 degrees, and with the wind chill factor, honestly, it was much colder. I know that for you Canadians and the English and that are going to say, "Man, that's t-shirt weather," but still, I don't care. And says, "Man, that pop." Yeah, I saw the armbar quick, but I didn't get to see the whole thing. Henry says, "Fab, this is Henry from Instagram. Great to see that the channel is back." Thank you, sir. Henry is one of the people that I said, man, messaged me and was supportive. And guys, you don't understand how much like that does make a big difference, man. Makes a like huge help, because it wasn't a fun time, to be honest with you, to think that you lose like the amount of work that you put in. Obviously, it affects you a little bit. It's a little bit of a speed hump in your momentum, but and it's things that like your kids, my kids, being not your kids, my kids, my family, of course, is affected because the amount of time and investment that we put into the podcast, and to have it deleted like that was pretty scary. But we're good. We're ready to go. Sank says, did I see Jacare's arm? No, I saw the arm bar, but I haven't had a chance to see the arm, etc. G'day from Northern Rivers, New South Wales. Northern Rivers, Ballina. Is that Bunjalong country? Shout out to the Northern Rivers, New South Wales. Coach Joseph, what's up? Let's go. Welcome back. Best UFC content is back. Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate it. Juice says, knew you'd be back. So I would have come back regardless, put it that way, anyways. But it's just a pain in the ass seeing that all that work go down the drain. Valeria, the best. So glad you're back. This is my favorite podcast. Valeria, you are the favorite messenger of anyone on this podcast. Even the people in the that are writing the comments will agree. Thank you very much, Valeria. Thank you very much for being here. Warrior MMA says, happening it there. Nothing much, sir. How are you? Albert Rhythm says, best commentary hands down. Cheers from Texas. Go Oliveira. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Extremely flattering. Man, I'm torn. Hey, let me know who you think's going to win, Chandler or Oliveira. I'm torn between the two. I trained with Oliveira in Brazil about, I'm going to say 11 or 12 years ago now. I don't know Chandler at all. Never met him, never seen him. So my heart's kind of with Oliveira, I have to say, but I'm a real big fan of Chandler. But my heart is with Oliveira. Brad, sorry guys, I may have to miss a few people just simply because I want to be able to be ready to go with the fights. Christian Lorenz says, did you see the Canelo fight, Fab, or highlights? What were your thoughts on it? He has reached a tremendous level of boxing skill. Did I see that fight? Yeah, I did. I didn't get to watch it live, but I did see the fight. Man, I was impressed with both of them. I was really impressed with both of them. I'm just going to give a quick one here, but yeah, I was actually pissed off because I wanted to do a commentary for that one for that week. So obviously, without getting into it, I didn't get to do it, but I was impressed with both of them. You know, I thought Canelo was going to school him a little more. I know Billy Joe's very, very, very good. I just think they both showed different levels there. They both showed a different level. Thank you, Christian Laurent, for a great shirt, Fab. Jim Jones says, I'm a Maya man myself, but Jacare is one of the GOATs. Man, to ever do it, man. To ever put on a gi and to ever fight. David Morris says, very happy that you're back, Fab. Sorry you got pooped on, but all good. Dads have been pooped on at least once. Everyone should get pooped on at least once in their life. Man, the other day, my wife's got long hair, and my daughter had poop all over her hands, all over her, and she's like, trying to grab onto my wife. She's trying to grab her hair. It was close. Sasank says 10 degrees. That's shorts weather, coach. Of course it is in Canada. Hassan Ahmed says 10 degrees, Fab. Come on, man up. Hassan Ahmed is from Birmingham, so that's beach weather for those guys. On the sunny beaches of Birmingham. Christian Laurent says, did you see the... Yep, I answered that one. Moist Penguin says, the same people that hacked the oil pipeline in the US hacked your channel. Dude, we use the same security, so I don't know, maybe probably was the same people as we had the same security measures in place. N says, yeah, near the big mountain, Wallenbean. You. Brad Galea, welcome back, Fab. My 2 Grange TV hoodies have almost arrived and now a rebrand. Sorry, brother. Hey, I will hook you up, man. I will hook you up. 100% want to hook you up with a hoodie. I will hook you up with a hoodie for sure. We're going to probably do a competition for the sign as well. But I will 1000% hook you up, Brad. Hassan Ahmed, the channel being almost gone was so saddening, man. Did all I could to help. Glad the podcast is back. It's a Ramadan miracle. It was a Ramadan miracle, man. The way it happened, I'll tell you, for real, honestly. So Sank says, is that moonshine you're drinking, Fab? It is moonshine, sir. It is moonshine. Here in the hills of the Illawarra. Juice says, I promise myself that the channel comes back. I'd never take it for granted and will watch every interview on the channel. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Juice. I really appreciate it, man. Rob McKenzie says, greetings from the West, Fab. Greetings to you, sir. Randy, welcome back. Really happy, man. Really happy to have you, Randy. Thank you. Joseph, Valeria is back too. Let's go. I think that was the biggest loss to the internet was Valeria not being on this chat while we were gone. Honestly, thank you, Valeria, for all the support, man. Chris Stepien says, "Love your work, Fab. Glad to see you back. Can you believe Jacare?" Yeah, man. Like, man, I'm a huge fan of Jacare, man. A huge, 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 huge fan of Jacare. So yeah, I don't know. Juice says, worried about a submission from Oliveira, but I think Chandler will bring the bombs. That's going to be interesting, man, because the way I see this fight happening, I see that it's weird because they can both everything that I'm going to say the other guy can do, barring the submissions off their backs, which I don't think Chandler is going to be able to get Oliveira with. But Oliveira's got power, he's got pop in his punches. I don't think Oliveira will out wrestle Chandler per se, but I think Oliveira is similar to Hooker, has very dangerous knees and front kicks and calf kicks and that those kind of strikes. And he's got a similar build to Hooker, so he adds that complexity. But then he adds a second phase to it, which is his amazing jiu-jitsu, which is no secret. Having said that, though, so early on while they're both dry, I see it being a big problem. Oliveira can be a big headache. But Chandler has proven to be very, very smart with his striking. He's not just a powerful slugger. He's very, very smart. He's very technical. He steps forward and switches his stance as he steps forward. That's how he caught Hooker when he went from orthodox to southpaw and then through the left hook. That allows him to get a lot closer. So those power shots, those power bombs from Chandler, how smart he is with his angles, how smart he is with his distancing, is very, very interesting, man. Makes it a very interesting fight. Down the stretch, I have seen Oliveira wilt a little bit. I don't know if it's a weight cut. I don't know what it is. And I've never seen Chandler wilt ever. I just seen him just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. So I do agree with, I think it was Hassan Ahmed I was talking to, that it's going to determine a lot who takes the center and who controls the center, who controls the other person that way. Is Chandler going to be kind of caught outside a little bit where with kicks and whatnot and find it a little bit difficult to come in and be forced to shoot and get caught in a guillotine or in a with a flying knee or something? Or is he going to let Oliveira taste his power and Oliveira is going to be a little bit hesitant? I don't know. I'll be right back. I'm going to fill up with some moonshine. Yeah, that's how I see that one. So what we got? Jack the Ripper says, Fab is back. Yes, we are back, sir. Thank you. Randy said, it's sad that someone would do that. They must have been very person people. Onwards and upwards, though. Onwards and upwards, Randy. Jim Jones. Fab, I was wondering, are your wife and daughter home when you get overly excited during fights sometimes? If so, does the missus want to strangle you at times? Jim Jones is funny, man. My wife's super supportive, which is kind of goes back to what I said earlier when the channel got deleted. It's hard because my wife is very supportive, and it's tough on the family because I've done interviews at 2 o'clock in the morning. I got up many times to do interviews with people from overseas, or there's been fight nights or whatever that are on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock here for us, and or we got to get up real early, 4 or 5, to do a fight card. And my wife and my daughter and that are super supportive. My daughter's a baby, and it's a little bit hard with that. Sometimes it does wake them up or something like that. But they're very, very supportive, and obviously there's an end objective to what we're doing here. So to have that's why that was sad. That part of it. Pink Blue says, poor Jacare, poor indeed. Pip Tennyson says, some people pay to get pooped on. Yes, I do, sir. Yes, they do. Henry, what a crazy fight up next. Going to be a banger. Yes, sir. Is it possible to interview Bam Bam, you say? Maybe, maybe not, man. I don't know. I'm not really interviewing people right this second, right now. Sorry, I'm just going to put up the card so I can see who's who and what's what. Um, I'm not interviewing people right now. I'm just kind of, especially not now. I'm just want to kind of get into a rhythm of it. Um, but yeah, I believe I will have Bam Bam on the show at some point. Um, this fight's going to be crazy, man. I'm a huge fan of Edson Barboza. I really enjoy watching him fight. Really enjoy watching him fight. He's an excitement machine. Shane Burgos is no joke either, you know. So I think this fight's going to be good. Good fight. Yeah. Tough guy, this Shane guy, man. Oh, I'm just watching him hit people. Um, Tommy LeBlanc says, so happy for your play-by-play. Bravo. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. My Tovi, hey, Fab, looking good as always. Thank you, sir, and thank you for being consistent. Hassan Ahmed, Valeria is the first lady of the Grange TV. Yes, she is. Tony says, hope you're doing well, Fab. Been a good night of fights so far. Yeah, I missed it because I was literally neck deep in poop. Need your fights on the recent two fights announcements. Till versus Brunson and Costa versus Cannonier. Who you got, Grandmaster Fab? Right now, without, I want to say Till, but Brunson seems to me like he's gotten a little bit more. He's not as wild as he was before, and he's a little bit more measured, so that makes him a little more dangerous. I don't know that he can hold Till down, and I don't see him outstriking Till. That's the problem there. I can't say who I think who to, probably Till, but it wouldn't surprise me if Brunson catches him. It wouldn't surprise me because Brunson's got a lot of power early on. Brunson might catch him, but if he doesn't catch him early on, I think Till will outstrike him because I don't think that Brunson will be able to hold Till down. It also depends if it's 5 or 3 rounds. 3 rounds, maybe he could. 5 rounds, I don't see him doing that to Till. Costa versus Cannonier. I see Cannonier being a more complete fighter than Costa. But I do think that Costa being younger and they're kind of similar in that they're both big, strong guys that like to come forward. I see Costa having a slight advantage there. Again, it depends how many rounds, because although Cannonier is older, Cannonier looks like he won't run out of steam necessarily. And I don't know if Costa can keep that same storm going for 5 rounds. You know what I mean? So that one's going to be a very interesting one as well. I have to look into their fights a little more. N says, I don't know. Hooker didn't look himself against Chandler. I actually think Hooker was doing well, man. A lot of people get caught up in the result. I think Hooker was doing well. I think Hooker he was landing the calf kicks, and he did land. If you go back and watch the fight, he did land one of those calf kicks where it did really affect Chandler. And I don't know how many more of those calf kicks Chandler could have taken, but the fight didn't go that way. And then credit to Chandler, he also did the correct things for himself. He didn't rush in, and that switch step that he did to set up that left hook was just beautiful. Chris K says, "Go get your fam some instant noodles, eat them dry, and think of bones breaking when you bite into them. Best wishes for Jacare's recovery." Thank you, Chris. Yeah, man. Any injury like that, man, really wish him the best, and I hope that he recovers fully from it, man. And you know, I Jacare is one of those dudes, man, that like we're about the same age, but I always watched his whole career, his whole jiu-jitsu career, his fighting career, everything. And he's one of those guys that not the reason why I started, I wouldn't say that, but he's definitely one of those things, one of those guys where I just always watched him, like I knew all of that thing. So yeah, I always loved watching Jacare. Uthman Ali says, Charles is one of my favorite guys to watch. His BJJ is amazing, but I'm not sure about his gas tank. Yeah, I agree with you. To a certain degree, I agree with you. I don't know. Um, I don't know if um if it's his gas tank per se. I don't know. But Yeah, there does seem to be some. Maybe it's a pacing at which he fights. I don't know. Um, Jim Jones says Chandler quit against Will Brooks in the second fight. I thought. I personally, I've never seen Chandler quit, but that's me. Sasank says Chandler and his Dutch kickboxing. Yeah, I like it, man. I think it works well for him. I don't think Henry Hoof's style works for everyone necessarily, nor does any coaching style work for everyone. I'm not having a go at Henry Hoof. I really admire him. Um, but I think it really works with Chandler, is what I'm trying to say. Not it doesn't work. I'm saying it really works with Chandler. Um, Chris K. Oliveira's lack of head movement may get him knocked out, but still looks like a 50-50 fight to me. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, the fights like they're 50-50, but anyone can stop anyone at any stage on any given night. It's a game. But yeah, Chandler will be looking to take that head off. But it's hard, man. He can't just rush in against Charles. Charles is Hooker. I think Hooker has better striking than Charles, but Charles is better jiu-jitsu than Hooker. And I think the cardio and durability I'll probably give to Hooker out of the two of them. Pink Blue, Fab plus fights on low volume equals chef's kiss. Thank you, sir. Very, very touching. Chris K says, Chandler round 2, Dariush unanimous decision, Barboza round 3 KO. Interesting. Good picks. Tommy LeBlanc says, howdy folks from Lafayette, Louisiana. How are you, sir? Just asking this question, is that where they make gumbo and that? Like the southern food and everything? Because I really like every time I go to the US, but I haven't been down south properly. I've been like, I think, Kansas City, which is more like mid, but still, I always wherever I go to the US, I always find southern restaurants, even if I'm not in the south. I really like southern food. I just want to tell you that. Can you recommend some stuff for me to eat? Jim Jones, behind every man is a great woman. Yes, there is, Jim Jones. Absolutely. Uthman Ali, the channel got deleted. Yes, it did, Uthman. Yes, it did. Chris K. Oliveira has broken in fights before. Might wilt under Chandler's pressure, but Oliveira has looked better recently, so hard to say. 1000%, dude. 1000%, Chris. Joseph, coach, your thoughts on how Ferguson and Dariush will approach the fight tonight? Oh, man. That one, I don't know. Because I see Dariush has got like legit jiu-jitsu. I think his jiu-jitsu is better than Ferguson's. Can he apply it from a wrestling perspective, jiu-jitsu? Because Ferguson's a good wrestler too. We're off, people. We're off. More on that later. Remind me. Barboza standing in the center of the ring. Shane, takes a big kick off Barboza. 2 kicks to the calf of Barboza, and Barboza kicks like a mule. Barboza in the yellow trunks, but Shane coming forward. He has to keep Barboza moving backwards. He has to do that. When you fight a kicker, you have to keep the kicker moving backwards. Another calf kick landed by Barboza. Shane is already on wobbly legs. He cannot take too many of these Barboza kicks. Barboza timing it perfectly too. Shane tries to step out of that one. Inside leg kick attempt by Barboza. Shane comes forward with the 1-2, goes twice with a right hook to Barboza's head. Barboza takes it on the gloves and answers with a low kick of his own. Shane is taking these kicks like nothing else, man. Inside leg kick landed by Barboza. Jab by Barboza. Another jab by Shane. Shane goes looking for the right hand on Barboza. Barboza slides out of the way. The problem is, if he takes too many more of these kicks, he won't be able to load up on punches of his own. But Shane has taken the center of the octagon and he's moving forward, looks for a left rip to the body to Barboza's liver. They exchange jabs, both gentlemen in the center of the octagon. Calf kick landed by Barboza again. Good head movement by Barboza as he skirts the outside of the octagon. Shane coming forward. Edson with a right hand of his own. Goes looking for a left hook. Feints with the right kick. Then throws it. Shane gets out of the way. Shane's coming forward now. It hits Barboza with a little jab. I don't know how many more of these kicks, though, he can take. That's the truth. Spinning back kick attempt by Barboza. Shane gets out of the way. Pushes him up against the cage. Devastating strike. Oh, Edson with another kick to the legs. Goes looking for a jab. Now they exchange right hands. See, now Barboza starts feinting that leg kick. Oh, and that left to the body. Burgos will be feeling that. That shot to the body, he'll feel. He's a brutal kicker, this Edson Barboza. Doing a good job. Gets out of the way again. He's not letting Burgos push him up against the cage and hold him there. Shane is trying to keep him moving backwards, but it's hard. He ate some very big, powerful kicks very early on, and they will wear him down. He hit Barboza with a nice rip to the body, then nice left rip to the liver. It definitely affected Barboza. He cannot take too many of them himself. They exchanged jabs. Shane definitely with the sharper, crisper punches straight down the middle, straight down the pipe. Hits Barboza with a right hand and a left hand. Barboza answers with another calf kick of his own, and Burgos gets out of the next one. Oh, with a left rip to the liver from Shane again. Barboza definitely feeling that. Definitely feeling it. Oh, these guys are. Oh, this looks like a painful fight. Oh, they exchange in the pocket. In the pocket, in the boxing, I give Shane the advantage. The kicks all day to Edson. Oh, spinning back kick, spinning swing kick. Sorry, spinning heel kick by Barboza. Sorry, the excitement. Shane took that too. Rocked with a jab by Barboza. A low kick of his own from Shane. Man. Oh, right hand rocks Shane again by Edson. 1-2 landed by Edson. Burgos taking it flush, but he can't take too many of them. And another one landed by Edson. Another calf kick landed by Edson. Oh, my God. He kicks like a mule, dude, too. Burgos has taken them all, though. He's taken all the shots as he's coming forward. He's switched to southpaw stance, so that leg would be mush. That front leg would be absolute mush. He's switched back to orthodox now. I cannot see him being able to take too many more from Barboza here. He attempts a little scissor knee, but I don't think he's got much on it anymore. He's still coming forward, though. Oh, teep kick by Burgos. That's the round, people. That is the round. What a round. Man. You know, the thing is, whenever he gets in close, Burgos is able to get off with some nice boxing, you know, and he's got better boxing, I think. You know, he's a little bit crisper, a little bit sharper, has a little bit more pop on his punches. But having said that, though, Barboza has rocked him a couple of times up in close. And I don't know how many more shots he can take on those legs. I really don't. On the calf, the way that he's taken them. Ugh. They're landing with so much force and so much power. I'm surprised he's been able to take this many. 1-2 landed right behind the ear by Barboza, and that rocks Burgos. But yeah, I don't know. This is pretty crazy, man. Shane Burgos signaling that he wants the bonus money, but you got to be careful. You don't want to. You want to share that. You don't want him. You don't want Barboza to get it. Shane coming forward. It has to come forward, you know. But then Barboza's extremely. Oh man. Ooh, right hand by Burgos. He's got good hands, man. Oh, another huge leg kick landed by Barboza. Really enjoy watching these guys fight, man. Another spinning back kick by Barboza. You can't take too many, man. These guys have taken some shots to the body and some shots to the legs, man. Really brutal the way they're hitting each other. They exchange jabs. I'm still can't get over how well, how much, how many kicks Burgos has taken. My God. And he's still moving, like he's moving his leg pretty good. Barboza going for 2 inside leg kicks then, misses them both. Shane just keeps coming forward. Feints on a jab and then jabs. Very nice work there by him. Ooh, throws a nice short right hand down the pipe. Again, forcing Edson to be right on the outside, to skirt the outside of the octagon. Oh, nice calf kick landed by Edson. Then a 1-2 landed by Edson. They exchange and left hand inside the pocket by Edson, then followed by a calf kick, a nice teep by Shane. I can't get over how tough this guy is, man. Shane Burgos is so tough, dude. And he's technical too, man, but you can see around his liver, it's all getting red from Barboza's kicks, and this guy just keeps coming. Those shots like that to where it's hitting him in the liver, I don't even understand how he can take those shots. And he just keeps coming, and his calf is all reddened up. You can see it through his tattoo. Goes looking for a teep kick of his own, then a 1-2, and then Edson lands a jab. Right hand landed by Burgos, but you know when Burgos lands his shots, he moves Barboza, man. He moves him. And I'm not talking about psycho-emotionally, I'm talking about physically moves him. Oh, they exchange left hooks. Oh, nice calf kick of his own lands by Shane Burgos. And the thing is, you only have to land it right. Like Barboza seems to have landed like just brutal shots, but they didn't. It just hasn't landed perfect, like where you want it to land, like on the tibialis anterior or on the back of the knee where the peroneal nerve is. You know, there's or on the popliteal on the back of the knee like that. That's not where he's landed it. But I'm still surprised that he's taken it the way he's taken it, man. He must be like Wolverine, you know. That's another liver shot. Oh, another spinning back kick by Barboza on Burgos, and Burgos has taken him, and he's still coming forward. But I don't know how many more he can take, how many more shots he can take like that. I really don't. He is so tough. This fight reminds me a little bit of the Dan Hooker fight with Barboza, where Dan took an absolute beating. Credit to Dan. Like after that, I think everyone knows like you really have to put in an effort to take Dan out. He does not quit. But those shots that he's landing are huge, man. They're huge shots to the body and to the legs. They exchange jabs. Calf kick of his own thrown by Shane. Oh, left rib to the body, left rib to the head, followed by a 1-2 by Barboza. Shane's still in there and answers his own answers of his own. But he's got welts on the inside of his legs too. On his right leg as well. Does flying scissor knee attempt by Barboza. Unlucky, but he does have Burgos starting to bite on his feints now, and Barboza starting to take more of the center of the octagon. Oh, left kick to the body, partially blocked by Burgos. What you don't want is a guy like Barboza moving forward and starting to dictate what he wants to do. You got to keep Barboza kind of moving backwards. It's a little bit harder for him to kick, but he's not having success with that right now, Burgos. I think he has taken quite a bit of punishment, but he's so tough. Rips to the body, left, right, and a right, left by Burgos. Oh, little check hook landed by Barboza, and then a right. Then he goes looking for the heel kick, spinning heel kick again. Does Barboza. Partially lands on Burgos. They exchange calf kicks, and ladies and gentlemen, that is the round. Barboza's shin is cut open, possibly from a check or from an elbow. Oh, my God. And Barboza throws the kicks so hard and with complete impunity and complete disregard for his own well-being. That's especially after we just seen a massive leg break just the other day. He just throws them, man, like nothing else. Yeah, his shin's bleeding. His shin's cut. Yeah, massive. Nice spinning back kick by Edson. I don't know how he can take those shots, man. Because one of those spinning back kicks landed flush. What an exchange there, guys. What an exchange. I don't know how he's taken it all. They're up here. Their touch gloves are coming forward. Inside leg kick landed by Barboza. I think the weight cut thing might be more in his power that I see. Like doesn't seem to have the same pop in his shots that he usually does. But still, he's really damaging Burgos as well. Could be the weight cut. I don't know. Or Burgos might just be the toughest fucker on the planet, dude. Because he's taking shots and he's just keep coming forward. And now he looks good. He's coming forward. And he's coming forward. He's fainting. Little left hook landed by Burgos. This could be anyone's fight because I'm not judging the fight, so I'm just commentating. I don't know who's winning this fight. I think Barboza's winning this fight, my opinion. But I don't know. It could be one apiece. I don't know. These guys are exchanging in the pocket now. Burgos still coming forward. Oh, takes a 1-2 from Barboza. Oh my God, that was the slowest knockdown. It took a 1-2 and it took him like it was like slow motion. He got hurt and he kind of slowly dropped. I thought he was faking. But that's how he stops people as well. He either stops them with one devastating shot or just the grueling amount of punishment just shuts people down. And he just shut down Burgos, man. It was crazy. So they're in here, 1-2, he landed it. And then Burgos was just like, boom, not there anymore. My God, one jab to the nose. The right hand hits him right on the chin. Burgos is there for a minute. And then he just goes. He was completely off balance, fell up against the cage, doesn't know where he is, he gets hit with a left hand, and he's out. He's completely out. The other thing is as well, man, in a fight like that, like the amount of shots that he would have taken starts to shut you down completely, man. It just really, really starts to shut you down. What a fight. What a fight. And I'll tell you right now, man, that Shane Burgos, man, that's what I mean. Like, it's a loss, but fuck, that guy can fight, dude. He can fight. That was crazy, man. Joseph, wow, never seen a KO like that before. I've never seen one like that to the chin. Like, I've seen people get hit to the body and they're all right for like even a second and then they go, but never one like that on the chin. That was crazy. I haven't seen that like that myself either. That was a big shot, man. But he took some monster shots. But eventually, dude, I think, like, in my opinion, like when you see those shots starting off in that first round and Edson landing those massive leg kicks, it's hard to come back from all of that. It is hard to come back from all of that. Chris K, is that delayed reaction a cause for concern? No, I don't know. Chris K says that's what happens when you're super tough. Your body shuts down before your will does. Yeah, I think so. Like Dan Hooker's there was a in Dan Hooker's fight with Edson, a similar thing happened where you could really see that Dan was hurt. You know, you could like there's a point there where Dan stops and like kind of wills himself forward, you know? And it's kind of what happened here. He just kept coming, but you can't keep taking those shots, you know what I mean? Like you can't yeah. So Chris, is that delayed reaction a cause for concern? I don't know what happened. I don't know if that was a shot that his body just went, no, sorry, man, we're not taking any more. Because he popped up, he seemed fine, but there's only so many shots you can take. And then what happens as well is like there's a point in the fight and depending on how hard you get hit, where the adrenaline is no longer masking it. The adrenaline, like it's over. You're actually feeling the shots. A lot of the times you don't feel the shots, but I think with someone like Barboza, after almost 20 minutes or 15 minutes of being hit like that, flush, like with baseball bats to the legs, to the body, there is a point where it just cuts straight through the adrenaline. Chris K says, even Golovkin and Canelo can get knocked out with enough shots to the head or body. Yes, sir. Yes, they can. There was something else somebody else wrote up here because I wanted to read what the food was that you said, if I can get to it. Tommy LeBlanc says, yes, gumbo, it's Cajun country, Louisiana. I recommend crawfish etouffee. Also try some boudin and crackling. Goes good with beer. Sorry, man, I murdered the pronunciations of that stuff. My wife knows more about food and that than me, but that does sound good. Juice says, at Tommy LeBlanc, you are good people. I spent a lot of time in Covington, Baton Rouge, and Bourbon Street. See, I have to go. I have to do that. Uthman Ali says, I think when he started bouncing on his feet, his brain shook enough to switch off. Yeah, I don't know, man. Chris K says, fun interview with Barboza. Glad to see him get a win. I couldn't hear the interview, obviously. Shady UK says, Triple G walks through shots, bro. He's built different. Yeah, but still, you get hit on the chin, on the button, it's over. If you get hit right. Because don't forget, he doesn't just walk through shots. We're talking about Golovkin here. He's had an extensive, super successful amateur career. He knows how to take shots. He knows which shots to take, how to roll through them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And he's also got you moving backwards because he's such a hard puncher himself. So there's a lot of factors. He doesn't just walk through shots like sloppy, So yeah, that's the thing with Triple G as far as that's concerned. He doesn't just walk through just taking shots willy-nilly. A lot of middleweights in the crowd. And Derek Lewis. Man, Derek Lewis is a monster, man. He's a huge man. I've seen that dude in real life, man, and he's huge man. Huge man. I think we've got the girls up next. Let's see what we have. We got Katlyn Chookagian versus Vivian Arujo. Chris K says G has subtle defense, but even he got wobbled by a body shot from Derevyachenko. Hassan Ahmed, Golovkin is such a monster. Nah, Fab, Triple G has no button, just metal chin. He's got a button. He just knows how to do it. That's the thing with people that have had extensive amateur careers. Like how to compete and how to take shots. That guy was like not just an amateur boxer, he was more like the amateur boxer too. Super Skunk says, unusual reaction for sure. Good to see you back, coach. I was wondering where you were. Well, now you know, my friend. Now you know. Hassan Ahmed says, Derek Lewis just crashed Venata's presser and said that if he had Venata's gas tank, he would be champ. Possibly. Toby, I thought they were showing James Harden for a second. Yeah, I don't know, like the rappers and all of that. And I thought, fuck, is that James Harden? He looks completely out of shape. But alas, it is not James Harden. They're advertising something right now where it looks to be zombies in an octagon fighting. I don't know. Is that a movie? Tell me it's not a movie. Tell me it's a video game or something, surely. Juice, should there be a bonus for technically sound fights of the night? Fucking oath there should be. 1000% there should be. This is actually a movie with the octagon people fighting? Really? With the zombies and the octagon? Is that where we're at? Hassan Ahmed, Fab, what do you reckon of Canelo versus Plant? I don't see anyone beating Canelo, man. If that's what you're asking me, I don't see anyone like right now. I don't see anyone beating Canelo. right now. You know who he is and how he looks. Martovi, I'd actually pay to watch zombies fight it off in an octagon. Me too, sir. Me too. Just a sec, guys. I'm gonna get more water. Oh, ah, it's cold, man. I really don't like the cold. 10 degrees, people. 10 degrees Celsius. That is freezing for me. Freezing. Mr. Green says, I hope Chandler gets wrecked. Why? Why do you hope he gets wrecked? Juice, I saw. Uh, okay, I saw Steep. I'm assuming you mean Steep Miocic in the Dan Hardy fight companion chat before this started. If he comes in here, we got to roast him. Stiop pitch. I don't know what that. Oh, okay, now I get what you mean. All right, okay. Alexandre Banworth. I think it's just a targeted ad featuring MMA stars for that Army of the Dead movie, not actual footage from the movie. Oh, I see. See, I don't even know the movie or anything. Super Skunk. I can't wait to hear the excuses Khabib is going to make this time to avoid fighting Michael Chandler. I think Khabib's retired though, dude. Joseph, your thoughts if when Nunes versus Shevchenko fight again? I mean, they fought already, and they've been close fights. But I think that didn't this girl just fight the other day? She did. Arujo. Okay. Sorry. I don't know, man, because they were close fights. I think Amanda's might be a little bit still too big, a little bit strong. Alexandre says, yeah, Khabib's retired. Cass says, hey Fab, when are we getting a live stream of an asado? We can organize that. We can organize that. I made an asado the other day, actually. I kind of smoked it as well. Came out really, really good. Martovi, it's actually advertising Korean Zombie versus Dan Ige. Hassan Ahmed, quick prayer break, lads. We'll be back quick. Please do so, sir. Please do so. Joe Schmo says, hey, Chef Edna, what's good, man? Nothing much, sir. Nothing much. Um, Martovi, Fab, did you run out the back and dig a hole to get your water? No, I was just watching. I asked my wife if she could make a smoothie for me. She's there with my daughter, feeding my daughter. Um, Shady UK says Khabib's retired. Let him be. Personally, I think at 155 he's unbeatable. But I would really like to see him fight Chandler. That would be an interesting fight. Or Oliveira. If Oliveira beats Chandler, man, I'd be interested to see him fight Khabib. That's an interesting. Those two guys are actually interesting matchups for Khabib. Um, man, Wellington, New Zealand though, would be super cold. That'd be cold. Like that'd be proper cold, not fab cold. It'd be proper cold. How cold is it in how cold is it in Wellington right now? I love New Zealand, man. I love it. I absolutely love New Zealand. I would move to New Zealand. Um, what was that commercial you shared on Instagram, Fab, with flowing long hair? What recently? The one on Instagram just now that I put up, like not. I think that was the Vatos Locos thing, and my mate. Shout out to Jürgen Tivoli. He put my face on the thing. Juice looked like an Egyptian surfer. Dan Ige, last name is pronounced IG, Japanese, probably. IG. Okay, I will say that. IG. I've actually met that guy, man. He's actually a really nice guy. Dan IG. Both girls in the octagon now. What are you having in your smoothie, coach? I think my wife would just make it with uh this time whatever she wants really, but I believe it's going to be banana, yogurt, and milk, and that's it. Dathy Joylene says fighters shouldn't have to give themselves a shout out for fight of the night. Just pay the fighters what they really deserve. I agree, mate. I agree. The problem is that the fighters uh will fight for a lot less. You know what I mean? That's the problem. So when you say what the fighters deserve, I agree that the fighters should get paid more. But dude, they don't stick together. They don't give a shit. Like it's if one fighter won't take a, if say for example I'm a fighter and I say no, I don't want to fight for 100 grand a fight, I want to fight for 400 grand a fight. They'll offer a fight to somebody else, and that dude will take it for 50. So that's what will happen. Jab, cross, hook, uppercut, vatos locos forever. Yeah, look at it on my Instagram. There's a picture of it. Yeah, but Vatos Locos forever, indeed, sir. Thank you very much, man. I just want to say, man, thank you so much for all your support, whether it's financial or any contribution to the channel makes a massive difference, dude. It's not easy to keep it going. We almost lost it recently, so any and all support, man, is amazing. And like I said earlier, like the amount of support that we received from people just messaging, direct messaging me on Instagram, just getting the message out to us was huge, man, and meant a hell of a lot. So thank you so much, guys. We're off, people. We're about to start. Chookagian versus Vivian Arujo. I think Vivian might do this one, eh? I've seen her fight before. She's very, very powerful girl. Comes forward, is very strong. Huge height difference, same reach. What? Yeah. Don't forget, man. When they do reach, that reach is not done like this, or rather like this. It's your wingspan. So if you're broader across the shoulders, then you're going to have a long reach, rather like how they describe it. So when people talk about Volkanovski having like a gigantic reach, he does have somewhat long arms. He does, but it's more that he's very broad. He doesn't have like he's not an orangutan. He's not thing. I remember saying that before to people about it when he fought Holloway, and yeah, he's very broad, and he's got long, and he does have long arms for a little guy, but then he's not an orangutan. Vivian waiting in, throwing huge shots. Is a 1 minute of my talking into this fight. So we'll pay these girls the respect that they deserve. Araujo versus Chookagian, both girls in the orthodox stance. Oh, huge left hand by Vivian, a swing and a miss. The number ranked 7 Vivian versus number 2 Chookagian. Oh, catches Chookagian with a little left hook, does Araujo. Chookagian steps in with a right side kick, kind of oblique kick to the thigh of Vivian. Vivian's looking for that left hook, either left rip to the body or left rip to the chin. She's really looking for it. Chookagian comes forward with a kick with those. She's obviously longer. Is Chookagian? Oh, nice overhand right by Vivian. Nice work. Vivian has some pop in those punches, man. She's very solid, very well built. Chokajin's very long, very broad in her own right. Nice. She ducked into a little left rip there. Did Chookagian. Right hand over the top by Vivian. Vivian feint and then slips outside of Chookagian's jab. I'd like to see a little bit more level change. Yo, she's swinging a miss with that left hook, but then Chookagian answers with a right hand of her own. Chookagian's looking better in this fight than the last fight I saw her in. Can't remember the last fight she was with. But she actually looks better in this fight. Vivian keeps coming forward. I can't tell you who I think is winning this fight because I am not judging the fight. I'm just commentating. Oh, she catches Vivian coming in with a little jab, did Chookagian then. And later, because Vivian's thrown a lot of power. So as the power starts to diminish somewhere around minute 7 of the fight, getting caught on the way in with those jabs is going to start to become a problem for Vivian. And I think Chookagian's already starting to pick her distance and starting to land the jab. And in the women, just because they're smaller and they have they're smaller people. Just a sec. So yeah, just because they're smaller people, same as like in the lighter weight men's, there's less knockouts. So as she starts to land that jab more, it's going to become a really good weapon for her later in the fight. Especially as Vivian's threat of the knockout starts to diminish as the fight progresses. It's not me, it's not sexist, it's the weight thing, you know. If you look, there's a lot less knockouts in the lighter weights than there are in the heavier weights. And there's a lot less knockouts the longer the fights go. That's just a given. That's just how it works. So Vivian's doing a good job of holding Chookagian up against the cage. She's got a deep underhook. Here, what runs a show from the attacking perspective, being Vivian, is having a nice deep underhook, the right underhook there that you can see. Having a nice and deep is very important for that control. That's the round. It's very similar. That on the cage is very similar to when you're in half guard. It works on the same kind of principle, and you hold that far underhook. When is the main event? Ahmed plays. I don't know, man. A little bit of a way away. Little bit there's still got about 3 or 4 fights left to go. So yeah, then we got Matt Schnell versus Rogerio Bontorin, and then Tony Ferguson versus Benil Dariush. Django Bango says Fab always ahead of my stream here in the US. Sorry, man. I think they're fighting in the US, and I'm getting it before you. Joseph, coach, first time I've tasted Tim Tam chocolate biscuit the other day, and it was so good I almost applied for an Aussie citizenship. Man, Tim Tams are good. You got to be careful though, because they're the devil's work, mate. Devil's work. Hassan Ahmed is back. Good to have you back, my brother. Good to have you back. We're off. Round 2. Ooh, nice little 1-2 landed by Chookagian. Oh, yeah, and the person was asking, it's goat's milk as well. My wife made it with goat's milk. Both girls exchanging jabs. Oh, nice push kick. Front push kick caught her right as she was coming in. Did Chookagian, and she knocked Vivian down. Nice little exchange of jabs. Oh, side kick to the solar plexus from Chookagian. Vivian wades in, throw an overhand right, followed by a left hook. Nothing on it. Nice right hand to the body by Chookagian. Nice, good little level change. And this is where I believe Chookagian's going to take over the fight now. She's going to keep Vivian at the end of a jab. And I think she'll run away with the fight a little bit here. Dathy Goylin says, love your live stream. Great analysis. Tim Tams dipped in a cup of tea. Man, nice takedown by Vivian. I will get to you. I'll tell you in a second. Fighting for side control was Vivian, but Chookagian's doing a good job of regaining her guard. She's got her knee through the middle there. Now she's in half guard. She's looking for a deep half. But Vivian is in deep. She's got a guillotine. She's got an arm in guillotine. It's in deep. This guillotine's in deep. This guillotine's in. It's just on the chin. It's got like a 5-finger guillotine. I don't know if she's linked her other arm in, but it's in. It's a threat. She probably won't tap her from here, but it's definitely a threat. Like you can't have her holding onto your chin like that. You can tap people with one hand on a guillotine. It's going to be hard. I don't think she's going to do it, but it's not fun. This is not a fun place to be. There we go. Now she's got the mount. She used that to get the mount. That was very good work by Vivian. She's trying to frame to land some shots on Chookagian. She has to frame. She has to put a forearm across the face, which is what she's doing now. So that frames, it gives you a little bit of space to start landing elbows, slamming the head on the wall, whatever you like. Chookagian's regained a quarter guard, but it's not going to do a lot of good here. Vivian's looking for the head arm choke. She's got plenty of time to work. There's 2 minutes to go. The quarter guard will not hold up if she really goes for this head arm choke. She's been softening up the body, landing big shots there with the right hand on that's the spleen side, not the liver, but still not pleasant. Definitely wearing you down in that position, especially with your arm up like that. Chookagian doing a good job of keeping her hips moving. Good job. She's out of the threat of the head arm. Almost swept Vivian herself, and she's up, lands a combination. A knee followed by a 1-2, then lands a right hand of her own. Vivian looks tired. 1 minute, 13 seconds to go. Chookagian should just sit on the end of that jab. Just land that jab if she wants to win it. I'm not going for either girl. She's landing the 1-2 on Vivian. Nice high kick there. They exchange jabs, but all day, Chookagian's going to win this battle, I believe. The battle of the 1-2s. Took a lot out of Vivian. I'd like to see Chookagian. I don't care who wins, but I'd like to see Chookagian just really utilize a jab. Just change a jab up, throw different types of jabs, and just keep throwing that, pumping it right into the face. That's where she's having the most success. Chookagian landing shots. Vivian trying to come forward, but she can't get past that reach now. Grace Rose, I think that Jacare is like 42, man. I'm 41, and I think he's a year older than me, so 42. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely. Shower G says, Grange TV, what happened to the channel? I spoke about it earlier. I got deleted, and we're back now. We've got it back, and yeah, that's it. That's it. And I'm really happy, that all the support that the people showed and how much people helped, and it was really awesome, man, to have that level of support come from people. That's it. Grace Rose says, is he the oldest fighter in the UFC right now? He'd have to be one of the older ones, yeah, for sure. One of the oldest. One of. Shower G says at Grange TV, I'm happy you're back, mate. I'm happy I'm back too, sir. Thank you so much, man. Hey, and honestly, it's you guys that did it, man. You guys, the amount of help and support was really, really touching, man. Like I was honestly really, really thankful for everyone's support. So thank you so much. Like we've got so many messages, so much help. It was awesome. Good exchange here. Oh, Vivian swinging for the fences, looking for those rips to the body. Nice jab. She keeps landing that jab, is Chookagian. Vivian keeps coming forward. 4 minutes to go in this round. 1-2 landed by Chookagian and a nice stiff jab landed by Chookagian. Vivian coming forward, showing off a good chin. Right hand landed by Chookagian. Oh, the girls exchange right hands. Steve Booth, g'day Fab. Great to have you back. I've got Ferguson and Chandler. No real reason, just a feeling. Hope you and your family are good, mate. Peace. Man, I hope you're doing well, Steve Booth. You're a legend. Thank you very much, man. I hope you're doing good. Since our last conversations, etc. Thank you, man. Thank you. Joseph says the CIA found out that coach's content is too good, so they shut him down. No, it's not prelims anymore, DJ Bohm. It's still like it's still what do you call it? Like it's the main card. But it's not the main event. Moist Penguins. Fab would have tapped in that position. In what position? Probably would have tapped. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I in what position? Big exchanges here. Jab by Chookagian. But Chookagian just a little bit too far ahead. A little bit more length. And just landing nice jabs. Keeping it, peppering it with enough shots. Especially now that a lot of that power from Vivian is gone. Chookagian is able to land that jab almost at will. And she's looking for that knee. She's looking to make Vivian duck into a knee. Vivian's got a huge mouse over her left eye. I think her eyes are closing up too. Just take right uppercut landed by Chookagian. Vivian's got a chin on her, man. B Dizzle says, ever seen a knockout like the Barboza Burgos? Such a delayed reaction. I mean, I haven't seen one like that on the chin. I've seen stuff like that on the body where it's just too much, or on the legs, but I've never seen it on the chin, man. Not like that. Beetlejuice says, Chur Fab, what's doing, bro? So happy you're back. Got worried there for a while. Bless the channel and all your followers. Beetlejuice, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, man. Like, honestly, the silver lining that came out of it was the amount of support from people that people messaging me, people talking, whatever. It was massive, man. It was huge. Like, I didn't expect it. It was really touching, man. It was really cool. Like I said earlier, I'm not going to say it was thousands. I'm not going to say it was hundreds. I'm not even going to say it was a dozen. I'm not even going to say it was a half a dozen, but there was definitely people that messaged me, and I appreciate it. So yeah. Yeah, man, the Django Banger, the that finish was crazy, man. That finish was crazy. I think he just honestly looked to me like he'd just taken way too many shots. And his body just went, yeah, no, dude, I'm good. Raj Kumar says, say hi, I am from India. How are you, sir? I've been to India. I've been to Pune. I like India, and I like Indian food. India's a trip. Mumbai's a trip as well, man. When I got there, it was a trip. It was crazy. Right hand landed by Vivian on Chookagian. She's still coming forward. Chukajin feints with a right kick and lands a thing. Both girls exchanging in the center of the octagon, landing 1-2s on each other. And that, my friends, is the time. That is time. Great round. Great fight. Far out. Vivian took some shots. Steve Booth says, I'm much better. Thanks. Spending time with my family, working on myself. Still drinking my liter of water. Hopefully, my boss doesn't think I'm bludging with my constant pee breaks. Laugh out loud. Man, I'm glad to hear it, man. I'm really glad to hear it, Steve. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for supporting. Alapaki Faria says, hello, aloha from Honolulu. Hey, another great place, man. I love Honolulu, man. That's awesome. Really loved it. My wife and I almost moved there, man. We almost moved there at one stage. But my wife was scared of being on an island. She's scared of the natural disasters, and she didn't want to get island fever, which is ironic because we're from Australia, but it's a much bigger island than Hawaii. But I want you to know that I wanted to move to Hawaii. Raj Kumar says, thanks, brother. Are you from Australia? Yeah, I live in Australia. I'm from Australia. I've been here since I was 5, but my family's from Uruguay. B Dizzle says, thoughts and prayers to the people of India. Such a scary time. Yes, sir. I second that motion. Second that motion, man, to the people of India. I think Chookagian won that. I'm not of course I wasn't judging the fight, but I thought she won it. I'd be very surprised if they gave it to Vivian. Aloha 808 Manoa Valley says Alapaki Farias. 808 Manoa Valley. Is that like a postcode? Alex Garchez says Brazil. Oh, I love Brazil, man. I spent a long time in Brazil. When I was training there, I spent a big time in Santos training in Brazil. Who was there? There was a whole bunch of real good grapplers in that gym. It was Cavaca's gym. I spent about 3 months, 4 months there. Bushesha was there. He was a purple belt, 18 years old. That was the same time I trained at Charles Oliveira's gym too. But I ended up training more at Cavaca's gym. And Bushesha was there. Nivaldo Oliveira was there. He was a black belt already. I stayed in Nivaldo's house, actually. That's where I stayed. Who else? There was a whole bunch of them. Bayano, he was there. A lot of good grapplers in that gym, man. It was a really, really good time. Shannon Sullivan says, hey, Fab, can you elaborate on why you no longer work in Rob's Corner? Are you guys still coaching together at Gracie Ataman? Man, I sold my share in both gyms and I just moved on to do different things. They're probably now maybe over a year now, I'd say, something like that. So yeah, no, I have nothing to do with there. I sold my gyms, my share of the gyms, and I don't work with that fight team or with Rob or any of them. Yeah, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. Island fever is real. My mate got it and married one. Now he has Mormon kids. I think my wife meant island fever, like she didn't want to be stuck on the island. That's a different kind of island fever. If it's what you meant, you're a funny man, and I'm impressed by your sense of humor. Yeah. As far as like, yeah, that was fucking funny. Oh, this guy's back on again. It feels like I just watched these guys fight. You know what I mean? Matt Schnell versus Rogerio Bontorin. I got Matt Schnell winning this fight. I was very, very, very impressed with him in his last fight. Yeah, I was very impressed with him in his last fight. B Dizzle says like cabin fever but bigger. Yeah, that's what I meant. B Dizzle. That's exactly what I meant. But it is true because we were on that island um, like in Hawaii, we were on an island and we started driving around. We had nothing to do one day, and we were just driving around. And I said to this is me, we drove for, I don't know, not long, maybe an hour, 2 hours, something like that. And I said, look, there's another city on this island. And it wasn't. It was just driven the whole way around. Um, so it's, yeah, small. That's why we did. That's why she didn't move. We were going to move to the US a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, but we didn't. So we are back here. Um, Grace Rose, who's fighting, is Matt Schnell and Rogerio Bontorin. That is who is fighting. Interesting. So yeah, I'm. Who do you guys have? Who do you guys pick in the main event and why? Don't just tell me who you think will win. Just tell me why. And also in the Ferguson versus Dariush fight, tell me who you guys think wins and why. The why is a big one. I'm interested in what people say. This Matt Schnell guy, I'm impressed by him, man. I was really, really impressed by him in his last fight. He's a very good fighter, man. Very smart. I didn't think, but this guy lost to Rogerio lost to Kai Kara France. He's a big dude for the division. Is Rogerio? He's got very, very good jiu-jitsu, but he has to get that fight to the ground. It has to be done early too, because he's very, very big for that division. I don't know what it's one of the missed weight must have been. I was impressed by Matt Schnell actually. His jiu-jitsu is good, man. Though this Rogerio Bontorin guy, very good jiu-jitsu. Uthman Ali says Dariush takes Tony down and controls him. It could happen. That could happen. That could very well happen. Um, Hanoi Tripper says Chandler, I think, will pressure Charles and get in our power punch Tony by submission. Okay. I can see that happening with Charles. I don't know that Tony's going to submit Dariush. I think Dariush is a better jiu-jitsu out of the two. Not I think like jiu-jitsu wise for sure he has, but I don't know. Juan Toledo says Alexandre Banworth fighting well. Raj Kumar. Oh, this is the best. This is Raj, you made my day with this question. Do you watch cricket? No, I don't. I detest cricket. I detest cricket. I did cricket. I have the way I think of cricket is somewhere like kind of like vulgar, like swearing in front of your grandmother. I just don't. Yeah, I don't. Because Australia play cricket, have won 5 World Cup. India versus Australian cricket match always very competitive. I like you, Raj, and I want you to keep teaching me about cricket on this podcast as much as possible. I, however, do not watch it. Um, but I appreciate that you do. Marquez. Chandler, I think he has a unique knockout power, and I think he will find Oliveira eventually. Could be. Those Ghost says, glad to see you got the channel. Sorry, man. Let me see. It skipped because of the other comments. Glad to see you got the channel back, Fab. Great card tonight, boys. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Joseph, my heart says Oliveira, but my wallet says Chandler. I think Chandler's gas tank would be the difference. Could be. Could be. Django Bango says Dariush is so much better at BJJ. I think Tony doesn't have much to offer him besides unorthodox striking. I have to agree with you, man. I have to agree. Like the jiu-jitsu, Dariush's jiu-jitsu is proper good. He's competed at Worlds. He's won a whole bunch of international competitions. In the high belt divisions, he's won no gi titles. He's won gi titles. He's got proper jiu-jitsu, proper good jiu-jitsu. Joseph says, I picked Tony just because he's very entertaining personality. Laugh out loud. That isn't to say Tony can't win. He's got a lot of stuff he does well, but I do think that Dariush's jiu-jitsu is a little bit too good there. And the striking is going to be a very interesting one there, I think. Ferguson, because he wants a title and wants to improve his ground game against Oliveira. And I think Oliveira will win, but who knows? I don't understand what you said, Grace. Do you mean Ferguson because he wants the title? I think they all want the title. And he has improved his ground game after Oliveira. There's not that much time between Oliveira fight and now for someone that's been training as long as they have. So I don't think that's going to be the case. Uthman Ali. Chandler catches Charles early with a blitz, or Charles picks him apart and subs him. I don't know about that one. Uthman Ali, what the fuck, man? Australian cricket is amazing. Sorry, dude, I don't watch. I don't watch cricket. What do you want me to say to you? I don't watch it. Hanoi Tripper, haha. Test cricket is great on a hot summer's day with a few beers. Yeah, see, I don't drink beer. I can't watch. I got a mate, Pete Dennison, that lives across the road. He loves the fucking cricket. Loves it. Loves it. Watches it. Like, watches it, talks about it, everything. I don't watch a cricket. Alexandra Bandworth. I think Charles Oliveira has more tools. Very good explosive on the feet with size and skill to take Chandler down and sub him. Chandler probably won't want to take him down, and he's built like a hand grenade. I don't think Charles is going to out wrestle Chandler per se. He may take him down, but it's not going to be like see how he took Ferguson down. He won't do that like that to Chandler. I don't think. I think that it's going to be difficult. Chandler's not going to just dive in and take Charles down himself. So I'm very interested in this fight. Really, really interested to see how this goes. Chandler, for me, he's fought equally as tough opponents, but he's seen the big stage a lot more than Charles Oliveira. Man, I think Charles, again, he's probably been in the UFC now 8 years or something, like as experience and that, it's there for both of them. I think it's going to be who gets off on the day, I think there's a lot of good points by everyone, and I don't think anyone's wrong. I think that fight, that's what makes that fight so interesting. It can go any way with these two guys. Liberalist says Oliveira will put Chandler to sleep. He could put him to sleep. Dathy Goylin says cricket balls have knockout power. Yes, they do, mate. Yes, they do. A guy, when I was in high school, a guy got hit in the balls, like in the nuts, right? Actually, not in the nuts. They wear this plastic protector on their nuts, and the cricket ball hit the protector, right? So stay with me here, people. Hit the protector and snapped the protector. It's like a cup, like you're wearing when you fight, but it wasn't metal; it was plastic, and it split the protector with the plastic. It snapped like that, and just went, and then his dick got caught in the plastic, and then the plastic closed back up on his dick. Think about what I just said. The pain that man was in. That and or when I was in year 7, this girl, she was standing on the wrong side of the discus area, and I went to a school and they didn't have the nets, and the guy threw a discus and she was standing too close, and the guy didn't throw it in the zone that you have to throw the discus in. It came out the side, and she was standing there, and this kid, he was in year 10, he threw the discus and it hit her in the teeth, like on the teeth like that, and broke all the teeth going all the way back. Two fucked up high school injuries that I remember forever. The one with the dick there, that was bad, dude. That was fucking brutal. That was brutal. 422. When does the co-main and main event start? I think after this fight, we'll have the co-main. Jenga Banga says, Fab, we didn't need to hear. Alexandre says, Fab, we didn't need to hear that. Jesus Christ. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Barakez says, Fab, please. Uthman says, main event is a classic stylistic matchup. Tall, lanky Muay Thai BJJ versus short Jack wrestler boxer, like Alien versus Predator. Yes, some truth to that, that's for sure. Hassan Ahmed, there was this cricketer who died. The bowler bowled the ball and somebody somehow got into his helmet, hit his head and killed him. Yeah, I remember that, man. I remember that. I remember when that was announced. We're off, people. Here we are talking about cricket, of all things. Schnell moving Bontorin back against the cage, taking the center of the octagon, both men in the orthodox stance. Schnell does have a lot of riddles in his striking. It really, really impressed me the way that he fights. He always fights like he wants to ask you a question, like he wants to lean in and ask you a question. Does Schnell? It's like he's asking a question of you. Bontorin, not so much asking questions, but seems like he's happy to try and give answers. He's got a good little feint. I really like Schnell's feint, and he keeps you off, like he keeps you off your game. So he feints and then he comes in and he goes out, slides in and out with his feints. Very, very nice. I really like the way he does that. And Bontorin is kept on the outside where his jiu-jitsu is not going to be as useful. But, oh, nice right hand landed by Schnell down the middle. Schnell's already sliding out of the range of Bontorin. Nice leg kick landed by Schnell, but Bontorin semi-checked that one. Nice jab to the body by Schnell. Leg kick of his own from Bontorin. He's got very good jiu-jitsu, does Bontorin. Another leg kick landed by Schnell. Oh, nice exchange there by both guys, but Schnell definitely getting the better of it. Got fast hands, does Schnell as well. Schnell again with a 1-2 down the pipe. Both men in the orthodox stand. Bontorin is looking for. They exchange in the pocket. Again, I can't help but feel that Schnell does take them better, and he gets when those exchanges happen, he gets a better of those exchanges. Nice left kick to the body of a switch kick by Schnell. Those feints throw you off, man. They really do. Ooh, right hand landed by Bontorin, but gets hit himself before the trouble. Little jab landed by Bontorin. Schnell doing a good job making Bontorin skirt the outside of the octagon. Doing a great job. Schnell's moving him. Nice. Hits him with a couple of little jabs there. Nice little tight jabs. Bontorin swinging large. Ooh, hits him with a nice calf kick. Does Bontorin. But Bontorin swinging big shots, like big overhand rights, big lefts. He connected there on Schnell. Then they tie clinch and Schnell pushes him off. But I do predict that as this fight progresses, Schnell's going to start to pick him off. Because as he starts to slow down Bontorin, he's not going to, they can't swing. Like, he can't have that type of power in your punches. He can land something early, he might get lucky, land it, get the better of Schnell like this, but not long term. Like, Schnell is very, 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 very composed with his stand up. Bontorin comes in swinging hard, and Schnell's already showed off a very good chin. Good combination landed by Schnell. And he slides in and out very well, gives different feints and different looks. I really enjoy watching Schnell fight. Ducks under a left hook, does Schnell. He's got good reflexes, good timing, smart, very good fighter, this guy. Got to keep your eye on Schnell. I am on the Schnell bandwagon. Another huge left hook by Bontorin, and Schnell goes under it. And this is going to be the tail of the tape, I believe, as the fight as this continues. Because Schnell seems to have taken that measure. Time. That's the round. Ofon says Schnell means fast in German. Well, he certainly is fast. Ofon, howdy, Fab. By the way, you never give predictions for your fights, correct? No, it's not that I don't give predictions. It's just like I'd rather just give it like more of a breakdown, because it's hard to predict. Anyone can guess. Like if I bring my wife out here, my wife has no idea. about the fights. And if I say to her, like, pick one, she'll go, that guy. And he'll smash him, and it doesn't mean anything. So I like to talk more about it as opposed to just throwing it out there, you know what I mean? Um, but why? What fight are you thinking about, man? What fight? Because we can discuss it. Ferguson and Oliveira look similar, brother from another mother, says Raj Kumar. Mr. Green says Fab is way better commentary than the actual ones that are so annoying. Thank you very much, sir. I'm very, very flattered for you to say that. Yeah, so it's not that I don't give predictions, but like, for example, the Chandler and the Oliveira fight, I think anyone can win that fight. And, such a bunch of different ways too. So, yeah, it's not so much I don't give predictions. I'd rather talk about why. So, Bontorin went to Southpaw for a small little window, but he got head kicked by Schnell, and he's gone back the other way. Schnell has landed a good little combination on Bontorin. Schnell's doing a good job of controlling the distance and managing that distance. Really, really good job of that. And this is when, when you talk about takedown defense and everything, people talk about that. When you're fighting a guy like a Schnell or someone like that, that's got good timing and they move in and out, they got fast hands, they're feinting, that's where your takedown defense begins. It's not easy for Bontorin to just run in and try and take him down. It's not easy for him to do that at all. As you can see, he's kind of like more than outside jabbing range, which you're not going to be able to shoot from. So even if he rushes in, punching in, he's eating shots of Schnell on the way in. And Schnell's got very fast hands too. So it's not as easy as people think when they say, oh, why doesn't he just try and take him down? It's not easy. Ofon says, yes, sir, agreed. I remember telling my friend to bet on Wonder Boy when he was going to fight Pettis. I think it was a smart bet looking back, but we know how that turned out. Laugh out loud. Glad he didn't bet on it, huh? Look, that's what I mean. It's like predicting the fight. Predicting is hard. Like saying what you think should happen and why is different. You know what I mean? As to like anyone can say anything. By all accounts, I'm not putting Pettis down at all, but the smart money would be on Wonder Boy. But if you're a Pettis fan, he went, Pettis going to smash him. He's going to knock him out. You watch. And he did. Fuck, Alexandre says, yeah, not a fan of official commentators. They spend way too much time podcasting and being very biased rather than talk about what is actually happening. I think I'm guilty of that myself, Alexandre. Both of these guys are great, Ofon. Yes, they are. But I'm really impressed with Schnell. I'm really, really impressed with Schnell. I'm a fan of Schnell's. I am officially a Schnell fan. I think this guy's going to go pretty far. Wish there was a commentary-free audio track. Chris K says Bellator commentary is bad. I've never heard it. I haven't heard commentary in years, other than sometimes when I watch ONE FC or if I watch Glory or something. Sometimes, yeah, I listen to the commentary. But other than that, I haven't heard it because the UFC one, I can't hear it because I'm doing this, and the Bellator one I haven't heard in ages because I usually don't listen to it with the commentary on if I'm listening to it late at night or something or watching it late at night. Bonterin's still trying to come forward in the southpaw stance now. Nice exchange. He throws a left hook, but again, Schnell not there. He has landed. Bontorin has landed some bombs on Schnell. He landed a big bomb there. Shook the mouth guard inside Schnell's mouth. But Schnell's got a chin, dude. He has got a chin on him. It's hard to get a read on what Schnell's doing. Bontorin looks like he'd hit hard too, man. Schnell went looking for a level change. Oh, Bontorin has not rocked him. He has rocked him. He's landed a big shot. He landed a nice shot, did Bontorin. I think that might have stolen him this round. Could be a round apiece now. I'm not judging the fight. I'm just commentating, so I don't know. There were huge shots by Bontorin. Huge ones. Definitely rocked him. Nice shots by Bontorin. I was so impressed by that. And he's still carrying the power a little bit later in the round. Goes for a lead left hand, does Bontorin. Was there a head clash there? 34 seconds to go. Schnell doing a good job still. But Bontorin, I think, may have stolen this round. He's the one that landed the bigger shots in this round, in my opinion. Because what had happened earlier, I was going to say, Schnell went for a level change, and Bontorin was onto it. Oh, big exchange there. A lot of little shots to the body by Schnell, and Bontorin went looking for a flying knee of his own. And that is the round, people. Wow. Yes, just hearing the punches would be great. Yes, Juice, I agree. Davey Golan says the sense of Schnell. Alexandre says, but at least you acknowledge when you were biased, Fab. I do. You have to give me that. Raj Kumar says, what is your prediction? Who will win, Ferguson versus Dariush? I don't like predicting, but I think Dariush might probably do it. I think he's got a tidy stand up. I think Ferguson has unorthodox stand up, but it's good. It's not just wild. He knows what he's doing, but he holds his head up a little bit too high, takes a fair bit of punishment. And Dariush is going to come and try and wrestle him and get him on the ground as well, where I think Dariush is a fair bit better. So Marco Boy feels very much like a bull versus matador kind of fight. This fight, yes, it does. It does. Dathy Goylin says, any future prospects coming out of New Zealand or Australia? Man, I think there's a lot of good fighters going to come out of New Zealand and Australia. Like, there's already a lot, but they're just going to keep coming, man. There's just, the scene's pretty big here. There's a lot of, like, it's small, I mean, because we haven't got a huge population, but comparatively, pound for pound, it's pretty big. There's a lot of fighters, a lot of fights. We've always had big fighting culture in boxing, kickboxing, now MMA. Liberalist says Tony's a fossil. He needs to be put in a museum for display. I don't like saying, like, I don't like speaking like that about fighters and that and people, but no, I do think that he's fought a lot and he's had, you know, I don't see him consistently getting through the upper echelons of the lightweight division. Ofon says, I know you don't like to speak badly of fighters, but after seeing Conor versus Poirier 2, I really think Dan Hooker would demolish Conor. I said that Dan Hooker would be a bad matchup for Conor from the start. I was probably one of the first people to say that. Man, these two guys are exchanging. I say that as someone who was once a huge Conor fan too. I just think Dan Hooker gives him a lot of problems, man. Obviously Conor has a big shots, but yeah, big exchanges, man. Nice. Schnell's still sliding in and out. Oh, right hand landed by Bontorin. Schnell shucks him out of the way and keeps. But Bontorin coming forward, man. He's aggressive. He's found that he could hurt Schnell, and he's coming forward with some shots. He wings those shots, does Bontorin. Right hand landed, right left landed by Schnell up in close. Nice. Oh, big shots landed by Bontorin. Huge shots landed against Schnell on the cage. Big ones. Schnell showing off a huge chin. Right flying knee landed. Mouth guards out of his mouth. Bontorin looks for the takedown. Gets the takedown. Schnell went to fix his mouth guard in the middle of an exchange. I think it fell out of his mouth during the exchange. But man, that were huge shots landed by Bontorin. Huge shots. Bontorin in the guard. But I think, see, the problem here is for Schnell is that Bontorin can stay here in the guard, just doing enough work, and he's going to win this round. He's going to win this round, and I think he won the second round. You know, he definitely won the third, but I think he might have won the second, and I'll give Schnell the first. Schnell with an active guard. I like the Schnell guy, but I do like it. I think Bontorin's going to win this fight, but Schnell's got a lot of potential, man. A lot of potential. Keep your eye on this guy, man. He's going to do well. Bontorin, very heavy pressure there. He's got the underhook on the far side, but he's very, very smart on the ground. Very, very good. He's keeping him flat. He's keeping him completely flat, elbowing here, but he doesn't want him to escape. He wants to hold him down, but Schnell does manage to get back to the turtle position, which I'm impressed that he managed to do that with someone like Bontorin, who's got very good grappling, but he's landing few shots. Goes for a Granby roll, does Schnell. Unsuccessful. Bontorin able to hold him down and keeps landing more and more ground and pound. Then he goes looking for the Granby roll again, but ends up in guard with Bontorin passing. 11 seconds to go. Four, three, two, one. That's the round. Isn't Dozed Ghost says, isn't that George Kambosos bloke fighting Teofimo Lopez and Aussie as well? All kinds of good fighters in Oz, says Dozed Ghost. Yes, sir. Um, he is fighting. I think Teofimo is looking very, very, very good right now. But yeah, there's a lot of good fighters in Australia and New Zealand. Um, yeah, and we're always going to see some, always going to see some good guys coming out of here for sure, 100%. I will be back in a second. Back for the official decision. Rogerio Bontorin. I believe he won. I believe Bontorin won. But I'm very impressed with Schnell. Okay, and then we got Tony Ferguson versus Beneil Dariush. No, right now, in the next few minutes, Tony Ferguson is going to fight Beneil Dariush, Lee Rayburn. You asked. And I'm assuming you meant fought. Hofon says, I hope one day add 4-round fights. I don't know what the qualification for them would be, though. But maybe this scoring system would create too many draws. Yeah, I think having that is too easy for 2 and 2 rounds. Mr. Green, do you think Zoo? I mean, Zoo, yeah, he's good as well. You know what I mean? Like I don't doubt. I think there's a lot of other. There's if you're talking about boxing as well, there's a lot of good kids coming out of Australia as well. Jaya Patia, Justice Hooney, Tim Zoo, obviously. Um, these are all fucking real good kids. Real good. Justice Hooney for sure, man. He's good. That was now. Yeah, I think Benil will be a little bit. I think he'll be a little bit too technical across the board with Tony. Tony's very good too, though. He's got a lot of X factor in him. Does Tony? Joseph, coach, when you get a chance, can you break down the upcoming fight between Wonder Boy and Burns? Man, that's going to be a fucking killer. That's going to be a killer, man. The thing that I see there when we're just talking about that fight, I think that if if Burns can't do it early, if Burns can't do it in the first 5 minutes, like if he can't land big shots on Wonder Boy and put him down, I think Wonder Boy's going to pick him apart and hurt him bad. Um, of course, if he can take Wonder Boy down as well, Burns is going to be too good on top with his jiu-jitsu. But overall, I see Burns has a lot of power and he throws with a lot of power, but his boxing's not technically sound, and it's nowhere near as technically sound as Wonder Boy's. Can he like as good as Wonder Boy's striking? Can he catch Wonder Boy? Fucking oath he can catch Wonder Boy. But if he doesn't catch him and if he doesn't do it in those first 5 minutes, I think it's going to be very hard for Burns there. Just that matchup, I think, is not the best one for Burns. Having said that, Burns can catch him and can knock him out. Of course he can. Of course he can. Of course Burns can get him down, and if he gets him down, he's gonna finish him. But it's very, very hard to find Wonder Boy. It's hard to find him. And that's the thing that I see the biggest thing. Sir Marco Boy, on a scale from 1 to getting a flying disc to the teeth, how bad is it to get ground and pounded without a mouthpiece? You know what's funny about ground and pound? It's not like you're moving and they're not stable. So it's hard to land. You don't, and off your knees like that, you don't, it's hard to get like the kinetic force that you need, the kinetic energy that you need to really, really knock someone out like that. It's not as easy, especially when a person's moving and that. It's not as a thing. I think you'd be worse standing up, to generate that kind of force. And when you say ground and pounded, it also depends. Like, are you talking about like somebody like puts you in a crucifix and he's landing shots on you, or gets you in mount and landing shots? Yeah, that's going to be pretty fucking brutal because there's nowhere for your head to go either. But it's hard, man. Unless you're tired and you're thing like it's hard for them to get shots off as well. It's not as bad as people think. Um, I mean, it's fucking horrible. Don't get me wrong. Um, Ophon says, "What if Wonderboy makes you eat your words and gets a flying triangle on Burns in the last 5 seconds?" He can, but he'd have to have hurt Burns a lot to flying triangle him. You know what I mean? He'd have to have hurt him real bad. Otherwise, he's not going to flying triangle him. No way, no how. Yeah, that's my take on that one. But I like Burns a lot. I really, really like the way he fights and that. I just think that particular matchup is a little bit difficult for him. Yeah, yeah. I think first 5 minutes is going to tell the tale of that fight. That's what I think. I don't know. I don't see Vittori beating Adesanya, but then again, I've said that about Vittori, and Vittori has beaten everyone. Brandon Moreno versus Figueredo, that was a cool fight, man. We had Brandon Moreno on the podcast before he fought Figueredo, and that was interesting. Nate Diaz, who's he fighting? Leon Edwards. What a fight, man. That one I'm really interested in. I'm really interested in that one. When is this fight? When's this? June 12th, Saturday. Okay. I don't see Vittori beating Adesanya, but he might. I don't like I said, I don't see him beating him, but he might. Ophon, one thing that always sucks to see is how certain fighters get massive success, then their brother or sister or whatever isn't anywhere near as good. That happens heaps, man, with football players and their sons or their brothers. basketball players. Yeah, it happens a lot. Ofon, I'm sorry to say, but I thought Figueredo did the nut shot on purpose to stall a bit for himself. Um, maybe, maybe. I know fighters do that. I know people do that. And Figueredo really, in those first two rounds, is super dangerous. Super dangerous. Moreno impressed me a lot, man. He was able to get that fight out of those rounds and really fought it down to a to a draw. That last Moreno, yeah, that was crazy, Dathy Golling. Ofon, of all the middleweight grapplers, though, Vettori is the only guy that's almost as big as Blachowicz, right? No, Blachowicz is fucking huge, dude. Rob's a big guy, dude. Rob's a big guy. He can grapple as well. There's a lot of good guys. I think I was big as well. Obviously, Romero. They're all big dudes. It's not like he's going to be that much bigger. Blah, blah, blah. They're all big guys in that division. Is he going to be able to get his game off? Is he going to be able to get the timing on Israel and get the takedowns? Is he going to be able to land a left hand on Israel? I don't know. I tend to favor Israel in that fight. Is Wonderboy the hardest matchup for Usman at 170? I don't know, because Usman is very, very smart, and he's like at a point in his career where he knows how to win. So I don't know if that's I don't know. Figueredo lives up to his ring name, God of War. Yes, he does. Alexandre Banworth says Tony's wild style relies so much on his athleticism and durability. He could be getting too old for it. If Dariush stays disciplined and doesn't let him build momentum, he might be in for a rough night. I agree with you, sir. I agree with you. Leighton J says, I got Moreno over Figueredo. Could be, man. I think so too. I think so too. Could very well be. He's very aggressive, Tony. Very, very, very aggressive. And he does have a lot of unorthodox shots that he gives you, a lot of unorthodox striking. He's very good. Very, very, very good striker. And very, very good fighter in general. I just don't know that he beats Benil. I think Benil has a lot of good weapons. And people don't get like his jiu-jitsu is not, he's pretty good at jiu-jitsu. No, he's competed at the top. I love Tony Ferguson's glasses, man. They're so fucking cool. His glasses are like whatever color that is. I don't even know what color that is for glasses. Sorry, a guy just asked me for the link for my channel. I'm just going to send it to him. Benil Dariush is walking out now. He looks like ready to go. I don't know what music he's playing, but he seems to be loving it. I think Yuri is the Tony Ferguson replacement in terms of the fight style. Yeah, but you know what he has, Ofon? Yuri has he hits super hard too. Whereas Tony's not known for like having that boom one shot stop you power. He does stop people sometimes with shots, but it's not like he's not that type of fighter. The thing that makes Ujiri very, very difficult is that not only is he unorthodox, but he hits super hard. Ofon says, but you have the Dana White privilege line was legendary. Yes, it was. Joseph, every time I see a Tony Ferguson interview, I feel like he's in a reality TV show. That's why I love him. Yeah, I don't know if he puts it on or not. I don't know him. I've never met him. Alexandria says, reckon Dariush is a pressure to smash him like Charles did on the floor. I knew Charles would be better on the ground because I know how good Charles is. What surprised me with Charles was also his striking. I think if Dariush is able to strike with Tony and get the takedowns, get the wrestling takedowns, then he's gonna, yes, he does. The short answer would be jiu-jitsu wise, yes. His jiu-jitsu is very, very, very good. Ken Ahuna says, welcome back, Fab. Thank you, sir. Glad to be back. My Toby says, man, I'm actually nervous. I love both these fighters. Love them both, mate. Leighton J says, Jiri is hittable. I see if Jan wants to hit him, would be hard for him. Yeah, I mean, those guys hit each other very hard. They're big men, big men. And you're right. He does get hit. He gets hit. So he's like Tony like that. Only difference is that he hits very hard back. Those ghosts is almost blades and shades time, boys. Yes, it is, sir. Alexandre says Jiri's hands should be illegal, literally gorilla sized. They are, man. He's a big, strong man. Velocity Vulture says, do you think Khabib will come back after Tony stomps Dariush? I don't know if Khabib's going to come back. He said he's retired. But what would interest me is not. I don't think the Tony fight per se, but definitely the winner of Chandler and Oliveira, especially depending on how it happens. That would be an intriguing matchup to for Khabib, because let's say Oliveira goes out, schools Chandler, and submits him, then everyone's got to ask the question: how will Khabib handle Oliveira? And then if Chandler goes out there and schools Oliveira, you'd have to ask the question: how will Khabib handle Chandler? I would favor Khabib in both fights, but fuck, be interesting. And let's see what happens. I don't know. Kenahuna, where are we at with Fab commentary? I've got Dariush versus Ferguson. Yep, Ferguson's walking out right now. Beetlejuice says, Fab, what was the actual issue with the channel? How did you get to the bottom of it? How were your anxiety levels throughout this? Not going to go into too much detail about the channel. Obviously, YouTube helped. Google helped. We got the channel back, and that was it. How were my anxiety levels through it? The anxiety levels were all right, man. But like I said, it was a bit hard for my family in particular, because we put so much work into this, and it's a big investment, right? And so it wasn't easy as far as that's concerned. But yeah, that's all I'm really going to get into. Jackson Fulmer says, Coach, can we get your take on Cowboy and what should be next for him? I can't say what should be next for him. Again, like I don't know what he wants to do. He's had a lot of fights, with varying degrees of success. He's a legend in the game. I can't see him beating the upper echelons at lightweight. I can't see that. He might beat one or two of the guys at lightweight. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying him running like to the belt, like having a run to the belt, is I don't see him doing. And when people go, well, maybe he doesn't want to, maybe he just wants to fight. The thing is, that's kind of your barometer. Like if you're going to wear more damage than you need to, because if you know that you can't fight those guys in their upper echelons, then you're not going to win. You're not going to beat those guys, and you're going to be losing and taking a lot of damage. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't speak for him or about him. I don't know anything about him, so it's very hard for me to say. So both guys here in the middle. Ferguson want ask security to move so he can front kick the cage. Ophon says Tony actually looks younger in this fight than he did in the Gaethje fight. Yes, he does. Hanoi Trooper, do you think Chimaev is angling for a fight against Khabib's cousin? Against which one of his cousins? Kenahuna, who deserves a title shot at the new lightweight champ? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I probably, if Connor wins, they're probably going to give it to him, right? And I'd say if Dustin wins, they'll give it to him. So you are welcome, Jackson Fulmer. You are welcome. Yeah, I just don't know enough, But like I said, to me, that's my barometer. If you don't think you're going to get through those upper echelons, it's different to say, look, I don't care if I win the belt, but I can beat any of those guys, and I'm being a da 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 da, and whatever happens, happens. That's one thing. But like if you say as a fighter, a lot of the times you don't think like that. That's when you have to have people in your corner that can be truthful to you and say, look, dude, you're not, this is what's happening. But I don't know what's happening about with Cowboy per se because I don't know him. CTV Jamaica says Cowboy needs to sit down. Doesn't he have a family who cares for him? Dana has cut many guys with far less consecutive losses. Kenahuna says Gaethje needs a fight this year too, though. Yes, I agree. Joel Forbes with a thumbs up. Thank you, sir. Joel Forbes, one of the best surfers on the South Coast. Ofon says, I couldn't believe Poirier didn't get finished at the end of the second round versus Hooker. He took an insane amount of damage there. Yes, he did, dude. Yes, he did. Hooker's very good, man. Hooker's very fucking good. He can beat anyone on any day. Velocity Vulture says, let's go. Let's get to commentary. Let's get to the commentary indeed, sir. Indeed. This ref will get done for the anti-consortium laws. If you're from Australia, you know what I'm talking about. Doze Ghost says Chimaev has his arms full with Magny. He's a level above all of his last opponents. Magny's a fucking handful, man. If Chimaev runs through Magny, I'll be impressed. I don't know that he'll run through Magny, though. I don't think so. We're off, people. Both guys southpaw at the moment. Dariush being very composed, looks for a lead left hand as Tony comes in. Tony stutter steps, shuffles, a lot of head movement. Tony switching back from orthodox to southpaw, Dariush maintaining good composure and staying in the southpaw stance. Blitzes in, throws a couple of hands and then throws a lead left hand. Throws a nice jab. Ooh, teep kick landed by Tony. Nice work. Oh, exchanging here. Dariush goes and shoots a double. Nice exchange. Dariush does land a left hand. When he shot the double, Tony was out of the way pretty quickly. Inside leg kick landed by Dariush. Outside leg kick landed by Dariush. Left hand, that left hand he's throwing down the pipe, he's throwing the lead left hand, and Tony's pulling back, straight back. Got his head held up, which Tony always has his head held up. Dariush has landed, he's found a home a couple of times for that left hand. Tony looking across face, and Dariush gets him to the ground. Tony has a butterflies in, but here's where I believe that Dariush will go to work. Dariush has been world champion in jiu-jitsu before, so he's doing a great job. Oh, up kicks by Tony. Nice work. Nice work, Tony. But as long as Dariush is holding that leg on, Tony's not going to get the triangle here. There's no triangle yet there for him. So that right leg of Tony's that's stuck under Dariush is what's stopping this from becoming a triangle. He can hold it with his arm all he likes, but he's not gonna triangle Dariush with like that. He's trying to land the elbows from there as well, which he's doing a good job. He is landing some elbows now. But Dariush is doing a good job. There's no triangle going to happen there. He's very smart. He's controlling that leg of Tony's, so Tony can't get through. Now Tony looked like almost to get his leg free. Dariush is very smart. That left leg is blocking off Tony's leg. They're off. He's in Tony's full guard now. Landing a little bit of ground and pound is Dariush. Tony landing some nice big elbows there. But Dariush landing a few of his own. He's got the collar. He had the collar control a second ago. Landing big shots is Tony. Is Dariush. Again, looking to pass now is Dariush. Doing good job. He's got a body lock pass here. He's looking to get that right leg of his to pass that foot. Once he passes that foot, he's going to take the left leg and pass the hips. That's what he's looking for. Tony looking to sweep and changing, but he's not. He's looking for an old school sweep. Is Tony, so he's holding the foot there. This is a bad position here for Tony because his body is perpendicular to the cage and his head is parallel to it. Once you stuff people in like that, it's very hard for them to move their hips or even their head. Very, very tiring position, and Dariush is able to land some good shots from that position or create a tremendous amount of shoulder pressure, which is what he's doing now. Tony looking to invert, but it's only putting himself in a worse position, I believe. And Tony, man, he has a good wrestling, but he does not scramble back to his feet. I'd like to see him work more to scramble back to his feet immediately after he gets taken down. That's the part where you have to get to your feet immediately as soon as you get taken down. You can't wait till somebody is able to hold you down. Doing a good job of putting up the shield. So he's putting the shield up on the bicep and underneath the throat, and then that keeps your opponent away from you. What you don't want is that control, that shoulder control coming down from Dariush, like this shoulder control on the bottom of Tony's chin. It's extremely taxing for the guy on the bottom, though, to be constantly trying to get your guard back and shielding. That isometric contraction in your upper body starts to really wear you down. Now, Tony's super fit. He would have trained for it, but it really does tax you. Dariush is doing all the right things. He had the underhook on the correct side as Tony locked him down in the half guard. Now Tony pushes him off, which he had 5 minutes to fight. So it's kind of weird that you're going to push him there. Yeah, Dariush is a big, strong boy, but his jiu-jitsu is really good. DJ Vohm says, if not Hooker, who do you like for Gaethje? Ooh, Hooker versus Gaethje. Wouldn't that be a crazy fight? I think Hooker beats him. Ophon says, I really don't like 3 fight rounds for Tony. I feel like he's a Diaz brothers with their shining 5-rounders. Yeah, I believe so as well. But when you're fighting guys like this that are going to hold you down and crush you like that, the 5 rounds isn't going to help him. It's going to hinder him. Tony got angry, pushed him. He had plenty of time to fight. And we're off again, people. We're off again. So he's down 1 round, is Tony. 1 round in a 3-round fight. It's not too bad if you can win the second one. And again, Dariush pushing Tony up against the corner. Tony's already on the floor. He's looking for a das. I don't think he's going to get the das from this position. It's going to be very hard because Tony's own body is kind of blocking the das. It's going to be a bit uncomfortable for Dariush. What Tony wants to do is take that right leg and bring it to the far side of the body. So see, he's trying to get that right leg free, kind of almost give Dariush the side control, because it's going to be very hard for him to finish from here. Dariush is going to continue to push down with his left shoulder, and that's going to be very hard for Tony to finish the das from there. And he's pinning himself and wearing his arms out as well. Is it impossible to finish someone from there? It's not impossible, but I don't think you're going to get someone like Dariush with that kind of with the das. Not from that position, anyways. Now, there's a bit more of an angle here. Now there's starting to be more of an angle. There's more of an angle here. There's definitely more of an angle that Tony could finish it, but he's not getting the grip right. He hasn't got it on his bicep anymore. It's on his forearm, and Dariush is almost out. He's out. Full guard now, almost for Tony. And this is not going to help him, the full guard. He's going to land some elbows, but Dariush is going to land big shots from the top. Tony trying to land elbows from the guard. But from here, man, you got to hold the guy down elbow. When the guy postures up, you got to try and kick him and stand up. You're not going to win this fight like this from the bottom. He could, I mean, but I don't think he's going to beat Dariush. I don't think he could. He could land something on Dariush, but it's not really what's can happen here. Like this, he's losing this fight. There, he's got to try and kick and get up. He has to get up. Even if he loses a position, he's good enough to get the position back. So he should be just kicking up and trying to get up. Dariush is doing a fantastic job of keeping Tony on his back. And looks like Tony is like capitulating that and being flat on his back as well a lot of the times. Tony, great job. Now he got up. But Dariush goes looking for the double leg. Oh, he scoots around behind him. Good wrestling from Tony. Well done, Tony. Reverses that position, but Dariush goes looking for a leg lock. Straight away, Tony crosses his legs. He could be in a bit of trouble here, though, Tony. He's 1 minute and 46 seconds to go. I believe that Dariush is going to go looking for an inverted heel hook, and he does, but Tony's legs are crossed over it. It's in deep. It's in pretty deep. He's keeping Dariush's legs apart, and that's giving him a little bit of movement for his leg. But that's in. That inverted heel hook is in, man. Oh my God. He cranked that. He cranked that one. The legs were apart, so it gave it a little bit of movement there. But I don't know. I don't think that would have been fun for Tony. There's 1 minute to go. He's under Dariush again. Dariush is doing a fantastic job stepping in over that guard, not letting Tony put his feet on his hips. So that's why when you see Dariush hold the feet, it's stopping Tony from putting his feet on Dariush's hips and pushing him off or throwing up kicks. So when he does that, it's actually very, very smart, very, very good. Now he's got the underhook on the correct side. He's putting pressure. So he's basically using the half guard like a Turk ride, like I say in wrestling. So he's got that half guard, and then he's got the underhook on this side. So that allows him to keep Tony's back relatively flat to the mat. Tony did a good job of returning his back into a butterfly guard, but Dariush is passing again. This is extremely, extremely tiring for the guy on the bottom. For a guy to pass your guard and you push him back into your guard, and then the guy passes your guard and you hip escape and push him back into your guard. Very, very tiring. Very tiring. Smash pass now for Dariush. Dariush jumps over. He's gone to side control now. And that's the round, people. Yeah, man. That looked pretty deep, man, that heel hook. But the legs were a little bit open. Alexandria Bandwidth. Yeah, I think with Khabib would be but you saw, like I said this before, when I saw him fight Danny Castillo, and Danny Castillo was able to hold him down a fair bit, you know. So no, I don't think that Khabib would have had a huge amount of problems with Tony. Just from what I'd seen in the Castillo fight. Yeah, see, there was a lot of movement, like there was a lot of openings there. Ram Diesel, is this performance expected by Beneil? I would say so. Like, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, and I was saying to you, like, Beneil's jiu-jitsu is very high level. It's a very high level of jiu-jitsu. He's won big international titles with the gi and without the gi. You know, he's got very good stand-up, and that's what I said. The thing that if he can't get Tony down and he can't get the respect from him in the stand-up, then yeah, it'll be harder for Beneil. If not, I see Beneil getting him down and being able to out-grapple him. Tony stopping the takedown from Beneil. Beneil getting in deep. Tony's got deep on a guillotine, but Beneil grabbed the correct leg and threw him over him. So now we're in the north-south. Beneil's doing a good job because when he pushes his shoulders forward like this on the hips, he doesn't let Tony get his hips up into the core, up into his own into Tony's own core, which allows for some separation and allows Tony to invert properly. In this situation, Tony can offer no real threats with his legs to Benil, and he's in north-south position. So Benil's doing a very good job. He's got a very good position here, and he's being very patient, very very smart with what he's doing. Tony's also being smart because with his elbows, he's using them to create a little bit more space between. Now he's not, but he was using them to create a little bit more space between he and Benil. But Benil's smart, man, very smart the way he's doing this. He's not letting those hips come into play at all. Tony's trying to push off the cage, but Benil's pushing enough weight down that he's not going to let him do it. So there's 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go. The first two rounds, in my opinion, have been all Benil. I'd be very surprised if any judge thinks otherwise. But again, I'm not judging. I'm just watching the fight. Very, very smart work from Benil. Very, very nice. And Benil can more or less stay here all day if he wants. The way he's got the hips here, he just not letting him come into play. And Tony's kind of holding himself there. Because he's not really wall walking off it either. Benil's doing a great job, man. Benil's really, really good. Tony's arms could start to man. Benil's just doing a fantastic job, man. He's framing now on Tony's face, creating separation. Tony's looking for a das at like that's one of the things he's doing to get it looking for a das from the bottom there, but he's not going to get that. Benil's too smart, too clever. And at this point in time, too good. 1 minute and 48 seconds to go. Benil could be attacking Tony's arm here. Tony's looking for his das. That's what the das I was talking about. But Benil, no, he has to be able to clasp down on that bicep. And Benil's smart, man. He's moving his weight around so that Tony can't. Now he's taking the full mount. Tony's trying to roll and maybe looking for a leg lock, but he's not. Yeah, he is. There's the leg lock attempt, but man, Benil knows all the things Tony's going to do, and he just out of him every single time. If the crowd's booing, they should all be sent out because this is look. It's a masterclass on Benil's part, and it's a big show of heart on Tony's, man, because he's being handled, but he's still fighting until the end. Um, So you should not be booing these men, man. The level of grappling by Benil that he's displaying is high level, man. Really, really high level. And Tony's no slouch on the ground, dude. It's not that he can't grapple. You just compared him to Charles Oliveira and Benil Dariush, who are two of the better grapplers in that division. Benil Dariush is legitimate jiu-jitsu. 17 seconds to go. Nice. That's the round, people. 3 rounds. Benil won that one clear. He won that one clear, man. Real clear. I'll be back, people. Yeah, man. I I it makes me sad to see that as well. I like watching I like watching him fight a lot, Tony as well. But man, there's a time. There's a time when that's it for you. You know what I mean? And that's I don't know if that's it for him. I can't say. I don't know him, etc., etc., etc. But again, you have to ask yourself, am I going to be able to compete with the upper echelons? Because you can say, oh, I love fighting and this and that, but it's not tennis. You know what I mean? That you can just keep playing it well into your 80s. Like fighting is different. You know what I mean? You're going to get hurt. So there's a point where you have to ask yourself, can I hang with the upper echelon or I can't? And if I can't, then only he knows this, man. Maybe he can. I don't know. I'm not saying anything because I don't know him. But if you can't, and you know that you can't, then you probably shouldn't keep fighting. Oh man, his knee would be shot. His knee would be shot. You see that? This is another fun fact with a heel hook. If you feel pain in your knee with a heel hook, which is what he would have felt, oh, oh, if you feel pain like that, like what he did, like that grimace that he did, like that, the ligament's gone, dude. At the very least, fucking it's a very bad strain, but more likely you've torn something. Reason being is like those ligaments in your knee are thicker than the ones in your ankles and whatnot. By the time you feel pain and the torque that they put it, just because of the levers in the knee, by the time you feel pain, it's over. It's gone. It's not like an armbar where you go, that hurt, and you tap, and there's a lot of flex to the ligaments in your arms comparatively that there isn't with a knee like that. So that grimace, yeah, I think he would have jacked his knee up a bit. So I got Charles Oliveira as a favorite here on the thing that says. So he's a minus 135 favorite, plus 110 for Chandler. But it's a very close fight, really. Yeah, it's a very, very close fight. I don't know. Rick James says, Benil says he heard something pop in Tony's knee. Well, fucking hell. Then he heard him, mate. Ophon says, thanks for explaining that, fam. I assumed it was just a strain in my ignorance of submissions. A strain with the knee, you mean? It depends, dude. Like the knee doesn't have a lot of give. The ligaments in the knee don't have a lot of give. So a lot of the times, by the time you feel the pain, it's done. But it depends. Like you might have just but it didn't pop. But there's not that much give. Chris K says Dariush gets sloppy on the feet and gasses easily, but on the ground he's world class. I think his jiu-jitsu is a lot better than his stand-up for sure. Brutus M says, "What's up, Fab? What's up, mate?" Ophon says, "Yeah, the heel hook thing." Okay, cool, cool, cool. Aussie-born Kiwi says, "Tony had an amazing career. Should have been a UFC champion." It's funny, It's like one of those things. I think he would have probably been UFC champ in any other situation, but it wasn't. The light didn't shine on him at that point. But nowadays, where it's at now is like say for example, Jacare. Can he beat someone on any given day if he gets him on the ground and gets him in the positions? Probably. He had a great fight against Jan Blachowicz, but this is going back a year or 2 years ago now. It's not the same thing anymore. It's not the same thing. And so yeah, can he win a fight here and there? Yes, for sure. Can I see Jacare running through the upper echelons of the 185 division? No, I can't. Is he a tough fight for anyone on a given day? Yeah, for sure he is. But it's not the same thing. Aussie-born Kiwi. Conor never fought him when he should have been stripped, and Khabib versus Tony cancelled like 5 times. Yes, sir, Fon. That's exactly right. CTV Jamaica. Kiwi, you were going to buy one for him. You were going to buy one what for him? For who? See, okay, Dose Ghost. Fab, what's your skincare routine? You are glowing, bro. I don't actually have really good skin, to be honest with you. I wish I did. I surf, mate. I try and surf as much as I can, get outside, drink plenty of water. Ofon, unpopular opinion, I did think it was lame of Khabib to avoid their last match. I don't know if Khabib avoided their last match. Ofon, but Khabib would have won. Chase T. Newen. Anyway, I'm really here for the real main event. I want to see if Chandler lives up to it because I do like the guy. Look, Chase, to be honest with you, he's lived up to it. It's losing to Oliveira wouldn't be anything anything that bad, really. Like, as in, like, it doesn't mean you're not good because you lost to Oliveira. Ian Marm, I've been lurking. Great commentary, Fab. Thank you, sir. Dathy Goylan says, you are great at running commentary and predicting ground moves. Thank you, Dathy Goylan. I'll be fair, though. I'm not predicting them because what happens on the ground a lot of the times is like there's it's same as a stand-up in fighting. Like there's a sequence of events that are going to occur. It's not like things are going to happen willy-nilly, right? So, you know, you'll go from this move to that move to that move to that move generally, or variation of those moves. Jackson Fulmer says, Coach, speaking of Jan Blachowicz, who are you taking in his next fight against Glover? Maybe Glover. Maybe Glover. Glover does a few things really, really well that I think will create a few problems for Jan. Jacare gave Jan all sorts of problems. Glover he's got nice tidy boxing, and then he goes from that to a slick little single that he does, snatch single, or he runs the pipe from that single leg. When he takes that single leg, he creates a lot of pressure, doesn't give you a lot of space, and he goes to half guard. And from half guard, he creates the pressure to pass. And that's his game. And he just rinse and repeats. And I know how good Glover is. I was in Brazil when he won the ADCC trials in Brazil, which is no easy feat. And I mean, and he's got a chin too. Blachowicz is a monster. Everyone's seen him. Everyone's seen what he can do. I think that Glover's jiu-jitsu and grappling wrestling game and his tidy boxing are going to present a few problems for Blachowicz, you know, and how many fights Glover has had. He's had a lot of fights and he's very, very weathered. He knows what to do, you know, and they're both about the same age too. So it's interesting. Spartacus Cup says, sucks for Tony, but good on Benil. I'm so hyped to see Chandler and Oliveira. Chandler walking out right now. CTV Jamaica says, Khabib saved that offenses line. Providence did. Kiwi would have had to buy a championship for Tony. Sorry for the misunderstanding. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Rick James, Fab, how do you think Oliveira and Chandler match up stylistically? Like we said earlier, we were discussing this. I think that's going to be a lot of it. Who's going to be the one to lead the dance with their stand-up, I think is the big thing, because Charles has nice, sharp, crisp striking, holds his head up a little bit high, a la Ferguson, and Chandler has sledgehammers in his hands. Good little movement that he does, and he's very smart. He's not just some wrecking wrestler that just runs in, throws a few punches and shoots a double leg. No, he understands how to move. He does a good little switch stance, like what he did against Hooker to cut the distance, being that he is a shorter fighter. And so I don't know which of those two games is going to get off on the other one better. If Chandler is forced to shoot on Oliveira, it's going to be bad. He's going to get caught in a guillotine. He's going to get caught in a head arm choke. He's going to eat a flying knee. Oliveira can do all of those things. I've seen Oliveira fight as a kid, you know, in Brazil, like 12 years ago, 11 years ago, and he's doing flying knees and beat 3 guys in the one night. And he was like a kid. He was like 18, 19 years old, fighting grown men, or younger maybe. And he beat 3 of them on the one night in Sao Paulo or Santos or somewhere. But yeah, he's been doing this forever. Having said that, though, once it gets out of those first, I'm going to say with Charles, I'll give him a little longer, first 15 minutes or so, and they're both wet, like they're both sweaty, and there's a little bit of blood out there and whatnot. I think that like Chandler really, really likes that. He loves that part of the fight. He's got an uncanny ability to always end up on top when there's scrambles, Chandler. Is he going to out-scramble Oliveira? I wouldn't want to play that game. You know what I mean? Not early on, anyways. So that's how I see the matchup. Who wins that is anyone's guess, but that's how I see that matchup. Um, First Australian, I think this fight is in Chandler's wheelhouse. Did he get knocked out in his last fight in Bellator? It is a scary game playing on the ground against Oliveira. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. First Australian. I do agree with you, man. I've had the pleasure of rolling with Oliveira. It wasn't much of a fucking roll. I can tell you that much for sure. He rolled. I tapped. That's how it went. CTV, Jamaica, Fab, you are the best. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Jackson Fulmer, he KO'd Bendo in his last Bellator fight. Fuck, what a shot, eh? What fucking shot. Randy, thank you, Randy. Appreciate it, sir. Those ghosts. Chandler has power in both hands, heavy body shots, nasty little dude. I'm predicting a second round KO TKO. Oliveira obviously has weapons in the arsenal to spare as well, so it could also be dead wrong. Yeah, who's going to win? I can't tell you. You know, both of these guys have crazy weapons. Both of these guys have uncanny ability, great experience. Yeah. Kane says, Khabib just announced he's returning to fight Francis Ngannou. Velocity Vulture, who do you think is the most overrated fighter in the UFC? Overrated? How do I define overrated? Define overrated first for me. I don't know how to define that. I know the meaning, but I'm saying, how do you define that word in as far as this? Hanoi Tripper says, is Chandler 5'6" though and not 5'8"? 5'6" is little, man. I'm assuming he'd be something like 5'8". I can't see him being 5'6". Charles is my height. So I'm 5'11", 6 foot, and Charles is my height. I can tell you that for sure. And like 5'8", you're fair bit shorter, like than someone's 5'11", 6 foot. Fuck yeah, I don't think he's 5'6". That'd be little. That's like Sean Shirk height, you know. Velocity Vultures in worst guy that gets most coverage, my guy. Okay. I don't like to talk like that about fighters, Velocity Vulture, but I think, and I don't want to say overrated because I don't think Connor is overrated as far as skill sets, but I think there's a lot of guys in that division that didn't market themselves or whatever as well as he did. And I don't think that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that, like I said, I think he'd have a tough fight against Hooker. I think he'd have a tough fight against Chandler or Oliveira. I'm talking about McGregor here. That doesn't make McGregor overrated, but I definitely think he gets a big push from the UFC, and a lot of that's due to the marketing that he and the UFC and whatnot have pushed forward. So it's credit to him. I don't know if that's what you mean by overrated, but that's probably someone that jumps to mind. But that's not because he's not good, if you know what I mean. The Hungarian hustler. Fab, do you know of this new Scouser who signed with the UFC named Paddy Pimblett? A bit of hype behind the kid, and Jamie Malarkey just called him out for his first fight. I've heard of the kid. I've heard of him. If it's who I'm thinking of, you know. I didn't know he was a Scouser, though. I've just heard of him. That's all I can say. Hanoi Tripper, Velocity, that's CM Punk. Aussie born Kiwi. Just watch how Chandler closed the distance in the Hooker fight, and Hooker is 6 foot. Yep, I agree with you, sir. That's what I said. I agree with you. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting fight. Very, very interesting fight. And I do believe it'd probably be the winner of Dustin versus Thingo next. Oh, look at this man. Thank you so much for the support, sir. Starting this main event with an AKA super. I'll send another one if Chandler loses. USA in the house. Sir, thank you so much, man. Again, I just want to say to you, man, like how much of support not just a financial support, but the financial support from everyone, man, how much that is for us, and what that means. It's huge, it keeps the channel going, keeps the whole thing going, keeps it going alive. It's very, very hard to run the channel in that regard. Especially like when it got deleted, it was hard for everyone, and then having that support from you guys was huge, man. My daughter will probably have an egg with her noodles tonight because of this, man, because of Kanahuna. So thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate it, man. That stuff, like, it means a lot. Not just the money. The money's great, but like just the support from everyone, man. Everyone, it's huge, man. So thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Igor Stanic says, cheers from Serbia again. Cheers. Kako si? Sir Marco Boy says, Oliveira wears some thick glasses. Can the man even see punches coming his way? Dude, I have bad glasses. So I always cheer. Tall, skinny guy with glasses, I'm cheering for him, man. Hanoi Tripper says, Aussie born Kiwi. Does that make you an Aussie? Laugh out loud. Randy, wow, Fab's family will leave for a month with that kind of money. Yes, they will. Kanahuna says, Aka Super. Aka Super. Did I say it right? Aka Super. Randy's cheering. Kanahuna says, it's Japanese. Please, no eggless noodles. Will not, sir. I'll do right. I'll do right by you. Hanoi Tripper. Fab's kids can eat pho tonight. Hey, let's not get carried away, mate. Pho in Sydney is expensive. Ophon, Kanahuna, badass, bro. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Anna Guilty says, this is a good guy. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Spiders Cup says, you're super appreciated. Keep it up, dude. Thank you, Spiders Cup. I really appreciate you, man. Rick James, thanks, Kanahuna. What a contribution. Now, guys, it fucking matters a lot, man. It means a lot. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very, very, very much. Oh, yeah, also join us on Tuesday. Also, like I said to you before, we are rebranding the show. We are talking about names to come up with for the show. So, yeah, please, man, keep watching and join us on Tuesday when we do the recap of the weekend's fights. We'll have a big chat about it. Not just about that. We always talk shit for a good hour and a half, but we will be talking about the fights and whatnot. Both these guys super pumped, ready to go. First Australian says breathing in Sydney is expensive. It is, isn't it? They tax you on that. We're off, people. We're off. They touch gloves. Both men in the southpaw stance. Oliveira teeping a move. Oh, nice calf kick by Oliveira. Drops Chandler right off the bat. That's what I was talking about. Who's gonna get going first? Chandler looking for that right kick, for that right punch to the body to step through and throw that left hook. But Charles is doing a good job with his teep kicks to keep Chandler off. If Chandler drops his level like that, I see Charles. Nice calf kick landed by Charles. There, I was about to say, Charles looking for that knee as well. Chandler looks to swing for the fences with those hands. Oh, getting close. He clips Charles with a hook. There's Charles finishes the double leg. Chandler is in deep on this guillotine, but Charles is not going to get guillotined. I doubt it. Charles, he's going to push his shoulder down, his left shoulder. He's going to push it down, and he's out. This is bad for Chandler. Very, very, very bad. Nice work by Charles. Charles is looking to control Chandler's head and push him down. Chandler's pushing him out, giving his back to Charles Oliveira. He's given his back. Charles Oliveira, he will finish this choke, ladies and gentlemen. He will finish this. Chandler's in all sorts of trouble here. You do not want Charles Oliveira 3 minutes, 44 seconds in on your back when you're dry. Man, Charles Oliveira's balance is crazy, dude, here in these positions. Nice. Oh, the body triangle. He dives back, does Chandler. But Charles Oliveira is a very seasoned competitor. That's not gonna do anything to him. It's just gonna piss him off. Tries to lift the chin of Chandler here. Charles taking his time here. Fuck, I just messed up the timer, guys. There will be no time right now, people. We were just watching this fight. This is the hand battle here that's occurring. Both guys are staying very, very calm, but this body triangle by Charles is very, very good. Charles is cut above his right eye. Chandler's in a lot of trouble here, people. He is in a lot of trouble. You do not want someone like Charles on your back. Chandler's managed to spin. Get out of there, Chandler, if you want to live, dude. Fucking back out of there. He did a great job of getting out of that. Confidence for him, but confidence for both guys, I think, because Charles managed to take his back and do what he did. You do not want to get up kicked from there. And Chandler survived that quite well. These up kicks from Charles are very, very dangerous. 2 minutes and 14 seconds of an action-packed first round in this fight, guys. Charles got uncannily big feet too. I'm telling you now, his hands and feet are big for his size. It's got to give Chandler some confidence. He hits Charles with a nice little left hook. Charles has been hurt. He's hurt. Chandler's landing ground and pound now. Charles is in a lot of trouble. He's moving his head. He goes back into the guard. Chandler lands a good ground and pound. Another one. Charles in all sorts of trouble. Throws up a triangle attempt. Now in the close guards of Charles Oliveira is Michael Chandler. Chandler should get up from here. He does so much more damage on his feet. Now he's got his hips over Charles. This is good because he's mitigating any submission attempts or any up kicks from Charles. These guys have put each other in. They've both been able to get their best game off on each other. Charles still moving, man. Charles still moving here. Super dangerous on the ground. In full guard is Chandler. Charles is all sorts of hurt, but he's still on autopilot. Very, very dangerous jiu-jitsu practitioner. Chandler has managed to rock Charles. Charles is definitely hurt. Definitely hurt. 45 seconds to go in this round, people. Nice little hammer fist there by Chandler. Charles got the underhook. Regains the guard. He tried to come out the back door, did Charles, but Chandler didn't have it. He went back into the full guard of Charles. Charles has got his head stacked up against the cage. He's trying to spread out Chandler's base so Chandler can't get up on him and land some heavy ground and pound. But Chandler's now framing on Charles's face. This is interesting, because neither one of these guys has been able to get the other one out of it early in the fight when they've both rocked each other. They both hurt each other. They both got each other where they wanted. Well, Charles didn't rock Chandler, but he definitely got Chandler where he wanted him. Now as the fight progresses, though, and that's the end of the first round, and Chandler, his strength is going to start to come down a little bit as well. His strength and his power will start to come down. But they're both slippery now too. And Charles would be rocked. Super tough from Charles. Super, super, super tough. He took some shots then, man. He took some serious shots. That calf kicks money as well. Somebody just asked me earlier about my wife and kids. My daughter just woke up. She was having a nap and she just woke up with me yelling. Boom. It wouldn't have been fun, that drop. Those shots to the side of the head of Charles Oliveira. My God. He was landing some good shots there. And you have to wonder as well if maybe Chandler should have just let Charles get back to his feet. Like, hit him and let him get back to his feet. Maybe. Who am I? But he's a monster. I can't believe Charles survived that. Now we're back in the middle. Charles looking for the teep kick. The exchange. Oh, he's dropped Chandler. He's dropped Chandler. Chandler's in all sorts of trouble. Charles with knees to the head and punches to the head of Chandler. He hit him with a left hook. Chandler's in all sorts of trouble. Chandler's out. He's out. My God, what a fight. We have a new champion, ladies and gentlemen. Charles Oliveira is the champion. Whoa. What a fucking fight. I can't believe this kid's a champion, man. I say that because we trained with him in Brazil. He was just like a kid when he was there. Well deserved too, man. 8 fights in a fucking row, man. 9. This is his 9th fight. Security's trying to catch him. He's run off and hugged some of the Brazilians. I'm assuming they are Brazilian. And that's what I mean, man. Like when you talk about, picking a fight or picking who or what or whatever, who's going to win or how. It's like you you can't because the reality is Charles could have got finished in that fight. Do you get what I mean? And then he could have finished Chandler. Chandler could have finished him, and he finished Chandler. Man, they just banged it out, dude. That was fucking insane. Chandler, man, fucking impressive guy too, man. Really impressive, super impressive, super impressive. Oh, Kanahuna. Sir, thank you so much, man. Hey, much appreciated, but you didn't have to. But we love you. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you, man. Your support, the watching of the fight, everything is amazing. Much love to you, sir. Thank you so much for your support. That was fucking crazy. That was crazy. And that's a fight game, man. That's a fight game. I do wonder and again, I'm not criticizing him or anything. Fuck, that little left hook caught him right on the chin, man. Right on the chin. Those elbows are right hands over the top. Bam, bam, bam. Left hook right on the button, man. Big left hook over the top. My God. Yeah, that fight's insane, dude. What an insane fight. What a crazy fucking fight. And that's a fight game, man. That's what people don't get. That's a fight game. Anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. Anyone can knock anyone out. And when people go, yeah, but I picked the TKO in the second round, dude, you fucking could have been TKO in the first round too. Like, it was a crazy fight, man. Really, really, really crazy fight. I wish it had gone longer in a way, but it was crazy, man. It was crazy. Ian Ma, wow. Wow indeed, sir. Wow indeed. Randy, wow, haha, your reactions are the best. I'm just saying what it is, man. I just call it as I see it. Diego, the omelette is ready. Yes, sir, it is. The omelette is ready for people who don't understand. Sage1223 says, Fab, I love your forehead. Thank you, sir. Wow, Oliveira by KO. Who saw that coming? Could be, man. Could be. Ophon, that was amazing. I had to turn the volume down while I watched. I'm a bit behind. It was crazy, dude. Sorry, I'm just going to skip a few. Ophon, it looked so close to the ref stopping the fight when Oliveira was taking damage in the first round. Yeah, that's what I mean, though, man. That's the fight game. That's what people don't get. Like, at any time, like that fight could have been stopped. You know, the fight could have been stopped in the first. That fight could have been anything. Again, now you think like it's Makako. You think what happens now, right? Charles Oliveira versus Khabib. That interests me, man. That fight interests me a lot. Um, yeah, anything could have happened in that first round, man. And then you think maybe if Chandler had said stand up, you know, and Charles was still a bit rocked, maybe Chandler would have got that fight out of there in the first as well. Who knows? Tommy LeBlanc says, thanks for the great commentary. Chat was very good too. Bravo, coach. See you all next time. Thank you, sir. Randy Kanahuna, not many men are good for their word. Good man. Thank you, man. When you haven't got your word, Kanahuna, you're nobody. So thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. But hey, your parents raised someone good for you to keep your word and be a man of your word, my brother. Thank you so much. But I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Prelude Thomas, listening in, the next best thing to watching. Thanks, Fab. Much appreciated is your commentary. Thank you, Prelude. I appreciate it, man. Anytime, man. We're going to always try and do these as much as possible. Hanoi Tripper, security protected Dana. Kenahuna, lost many times today. My first BJJ comp and Chandler losing. Man. Honestly, losing the BJJ comps is good because then you go, fuck, you know what? Worst thing that was going to happen was I was going to get tapped. I was going to lose. Who gives a fuck? You lost. Then you go back and compete the next time because the worst thing that could have happened, which was you lose. So you just get back in there and go. So who cares? That's good, man. I'm glad. Fucking props to you for competing in the jiu-jitsu comp and now watching. So nothing matters that you lost a jiu-jitsu comp, man. It's all good. good for you. Honestly, good for you that went in there and competed, and keep doing it, man. Keep going. Hit that like button, guys. Please, guys, if you haven't already, please hit the notification bell, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please do. Please tell your friends, your family, your neighbors, everyone about the podcast. Join the podcast. Join the movement, people. We will be rebranding. We will be changing the name. We will be changing the whole branding. So yeah, man, keep watching. Keep showing love. And honestly, guys, the amount of people that have helped and just been champions, man, and just shown so much love during this time, especially when the channel was deleted, was just overwhelming. Honestly, for me, honestly, I can't put it into words, man. So, and that's hard for me because I have like verbal diarrhea, but I can't put it into words. So, thank you so much. The Hungarian Hustler says, "Great call, Fab. Thanks for your time once again. Can't wait to watch the fight now." Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. It was great to do it. Thank you guys for being here. First Australian, YouTube going to take $199 of that, laughing my ass off. They take a chunk, man. If you want to support us, guys, if you do want to support us, you can support us on PayPal as well. That helps out a lot. So yeah, help support us on PayPal, support us on YouTube. Just watch the channels, be on the live chats, talk shit. See us on Tuesday, 3:30 for a chat about the fights that have happened, fights that are coming. We're definitely going to recap these fights, and we're going to talk about other fights that are coming up. So that was amazing, amazing fights. Pretty crazy. Yeah, it was insane, man. I'm just skipping through a few. Sorry, guys. Beetlejuice, what's my PayPal email? The PayPal is on the whatever it is when you watch the show, like in the description. I think the links in the description for the PayPal. So if anyone wants to support us on PayPal, please do. We really, really appreciate it. And so, guys, thank you so much, man. Damn, Fab just got my Grange TV hoodie and shirt. Is Grange TV going to change now? It will, but not right now, man. It won't change right now. So it'll be for a little bit. Brutus M. Fab, where did you get that Joe Frazier shirt? My wife got it for me. Okay, I'll talk. I'll make sure that the PayPal stuff gets up, Beetlejuice, because I think maybe when it got deleted, the descriptions also got deleted. So I'm gonna make sure that the PayPal stuff goes up today as well. So yeah, man, thank you so much, man. I really, really appreciate it. Big hug to all of you guys, man. Really appreciate your help so much. So massive win for Charles Oliveira today. Um, Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Take care, guys. See you later. Thank you.